All right. Serious business. Hey everyone. Hello. Welcome back to Themis and Thoth. Grab your coffee, water, tea, whatever you're drinking, go and get that. I'm going to get surgery again, so pray for me. I mean, it's nothing to pray for. I don't think. Um I developed vocal nodules again. That's not cute. Apparently, so the doctor wants to know what has changed in my um like the way I talk or whatever, and the only thing I can think about is YouTube. Like literally, the only thing I can think about is YouTube. This is the only place where I'm like shouting all day, and I cannot not shout unless I'm wearing a headphone. Having a mic in front of me means like I literally have to shout into the microphone. So um it is what it is. It doesn't hurt to talk right now. It doesn't hurt at all, but whatever. But today we're going to talk about limerence. But before we even, I want to separate this into two parts. So limerence, but also there was an interview with, I think her name is Keisha, and her fiance. They did a talk that I saw on Yanu's video. So I went to go find the original video so that we could talk about it. So I'm excited. Savage, welcome to the membership. Appreciate you. Thank you for being here. Let's get into it because I have some things at the opening. It's also raining. Welcome to the membership, Savage. Legal Mind. All right. You must have a naturally lower voice and strain yourself on. Yeah. So I was not talking about this topic. I was bringing up another on. Oh, I don't know what you're saying, rampaging chipmunk. So I don't not. I feel like I'm at the top of my range when I'm on YouTube, and I don't know why I shout so much. Like I shout so much when I'm on YouTube, and it is what it is. But Um, before we start, we're in the introduction. I want to say that I actually think that I didn't realize it was a part of me that's a bit toxic. I didn't realize how I was a bit toxic. So like what I usually do is I go through my comment sections for comments that are like mean or whatever. And then I put them on the screen and we obviously talk about them and laugh and turn it into content. But then I realize I went on before the live stream and I'm like scrolling, frantically scrolling. And I'm like, wait, no one is dragging me. Like I'm actually scrolling through my comments and I was like, wait, all of these are nice. Oh, he's cute. Like that's what someone said about me. Themis is cute. I'm like, oh, period. Scrolling. Skin, giving. Like I had to go back. I think 2 days to find a single. All of this week, there has been no like bad comments towards me, but I found one. So the fact that I went on sort of this diving into the comments to find bad comments for this says I'm toxic. There's some level of toxicity. So let me put this comment up there. The team is upset he can't publicly shame people, right? Yes, that period. People need to be publicly shamed. They publicly shame me. They're scared team if they know they are about to get dragged. I don't. Uh, the Monsieur here looks longer. Oh, welcome everyone. Friday, welcome, welcome. It looks longer because I combed it out and washed it yesterday, which I usually don't wash it during the week. But when you comb it out and you wash it, it looks longer. Or you see some of the, I don't know, it looks longer. But by next week, it'll shrink up again until I wash it. I wash it once a week. All right. So here we go. Found this comment, and I won't even stay long on it. So one of the shorts, this guy said, "Still stuck on a gay guy speaking on heterosexual relationships." Now, I don't have to drag this man because he was getting dragged all through the comments, and I feel like I don't really have much to say to this. I feel like people should stop. Um, I feel like I shouldn't say this now. What just popped into my head to say, I feel like I shouldn't say. I'm gonna say it though. I feel like you should start taking notes and stop taking L's. Like as a group, I feel like you should just start taking notes so that like you can stop taking L's. And what I wait, I feel like I should stop my commentary there. That's where I'm going to stop my commentary. Also, for the people tagging me in like foolishness, please note that I do not watch them. All right. Next topic. You dragged and embarrassed me. Did I? I hope I didn't. Wait. No, I'm not going to keep going. I'm not going to do that. Um, I found out that Future still makes music, and he has a song where he says "F Russell." I don't really care about Future and his degeneracy and talking about his exes. Like, obviously, he's looking for a moment to shine. Um, my issue is, and this is something that I don't understand. Like, we know the degeneracy, we can drag, we can talk about wannabe, we can talk about cloud chasing, all of that. No one's buying Future's music. We can say he's fallen off. We don't know if he's still a rapper. Last time he was talking to Kevin Samuels. That's the last time I heard about him. When Kevin Samuels had more clout than you, that's the problem. As you were an actual celebrity, so I didn't I didn't know Future was still about doing things. Uh, so you guys can drag him for all of that stuff. But I'm concerned about, why would you go after the man taking care of your child? It feels weird to go after the man taking care of your child, because in that way it just feels like, obviously I've never thought, oh my God, Future cares about his son. But it's weird to think, oh my God, Future's son is being taken care of a guy that he is actively disrespecting. If Russell was a lesser man, like, I would be worried for your child. Like, that seems an odd thing to do. But look, I'd be mad too if there was a man fathering my child better than I would be mad too if there was a man fathering my child better than I could. I would. I can understand. Hair and skin are giving tonight, Thema. Thank you, Noble B. I haven't been seeing you on Instagram lately. Um, Maybe because I haven't been going on, but it is what it is. I So, if you ever were wondering about submission, there is a young lady on TikTok that wants to tell you, unironically, also how about submission. So let me play this video for y'all. So she said, the four steps to submission: as silence, submission, sandwich, or to a healthy marriage. Um, Let me zoom in on her caption here. She says, It really is that simple. LOL. Make time for intimacy. Speak less, especially when he's agitated or had a long day. Submit to him as your leader and make him something to eat. Doesn't have to be a sandwich, LOL. Just make him something to eat, sis. We cater to our king over here. If you're not about that, gone now and get. So, just wanted to make sure you guys had the opportunity to learn if you were looking for information about submission. Just wanted to make sure that I provided that information. While I don't understand submission, I don't get it. You guys were leading your lives before someone else decided to enter it. But if you want to submit and you want information, you can go to her page. Apparently, she's a wife and she can teach you how to submit. I have no comment on that, but I do have something really positive. The AKAs decided that they were going to open sort of a credit union, I think. Yeah. So this is the first Black owned, women led federal credit union. I think it's only allowing for people to open accounts that are members of AKA, families of members, and sort of relatives. And I don't know if it extends to friends. And I'm pretty sure it was in Chicago. A bunch of people have sent this to me, and I was like, whoa. So you guys are making big moves. So, I mean, this was kind of incredible. I don't know if this has a copyright on it, but I want to play the news clip because I thought this was like, this is a cute moment. This is in fact a cute moment. Um,
Group of women can finally put their money where their communities are now that the Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated has its own credit union.
The power of the black dollar and the power that black women have.
The four members only, or FMO, credit union is the first black owned, women led, sorority based digital banking financial institution in the history of the United States. The AKAs are one of America's oldest service organizations, founded by college educated African American women with nearly 500,000 members internationally.
Everyone doesn't understand the impact we make financially. So you have to start doing things so that folks know we know how to control our money.
FMO's grand opening at the group's international headquarters here in Chicago coincides with the 115-year-old Sororities Leadership Conference.
Hey, yes.
The FMO is chartered, regulated, and insured by the National Credit Union Administration and will offer during the first year of operations primary savings, loans, and other banking services. It's open to AKA members, their immediate families, AKA staff, and credit union employees.
Every member will be an owner of a credit union.
The first of its kind credit union is based in part on the sorority's 6 initiatives, which include building economic wealth. Plans for the credit union began a few years ago. The idea to create economic health and financial stability for women of color. FMO board member Deidre Hayes Wiggum and her family are founding subscribers of the credit union.
We want to invest in what we own.
The FMO credit union officially opened today, and Monica Teal can't wait to open her account.
It's just awesome to know that we'll have the opportunity to actually do something financial.
Reporting from Chicago's South Side, Evelyn Holmes, ABC7.
So, congrats to AKA. This is obviously still exclusive. I'm hoping that they're making it members only as a sort of test run, and maybe a flagship sort of endeavor for other groups, and then trying to make it more public, hopefully. But this is spectacular. Tiffy Q has been a member for 21 months. She said, just using my milestone. Hi, Themis, 21 months. Thank you so much. I appreciate you and thank you for being here. It's interesting because a couple days ago, or weeks ago, we talked about the crime rate in Chicago and how Black women are sort of disproportionately making up the larger parts of all the victims of pretty much every single crime that was reported, while simultaneously we are seeing Black women coming together to open up credit unions, and that's kind of spectacular in creating so much under so much pressure. So I'm going to keep an eye on this and sort of economic development. So it is pretty good. Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority did that. So all right, let's move on. So I wanted to start with talking about limerence. And um, let me, I'm trying to figure out if I should, I'm going to tell you why this came up. This is important. Um, all right. My therapist is over me. I think she's tired. She is done. She don't think I need to be coming to her anymore, because every time I show up to like a therapy appointment, if it's in person, if I show up with a notebook, right? She knows that I'm there to take note because she's about to help me do something for my channel. And when I used to pretend like I'm talking to get things out, she now knows that I'm just there to get information. So she's like, what is it? So I said, last week you brought up the idea of limerence. And now someone said lemon rinse. Wait, I hope you don't think I'm saying lemon rinse. So she brought I go in and she says, okay, sit down. What do you want? And I was like, you talked about limerence the other day, and I'm coming back here now because something clicked, and I want to know if like a community, like on a community level, that this idea in the way that love can be sort of communal, if the idea can be communal in the same way where people are really thinking about the idea that they love someone and care for someone that they don't know, and they just have these idealistic version of the person that they claim to love or the group that they claim to love, and thus not really engaging with who those people are. So so she was like, I think I know what you want to do. So I'm going to explain to you what limerence is. I'm going to talk about what a limerent object is and what it means, but I cannot talk about a community. She pointed out also that that's also outside the scope of psychology and more into sociology. And I was like, okay, that's fine. Just let me just give me what I need to give, because I'm coming up with the theory. All right. So before I explain what it is, hopefully everyone has started Googling already. There are some videos that I need to play to make my point. They're going to be like very quick, short. They're going to be very quick. And I could have found a lot more of them. I think Sinji called this blackmail worship. And I wanted to find a different way to describe it, because I think I understood it. And I don't want to use it in that way, but limerence, I think, comes to mind. So let's get into it. All right. First of all, let's watch some of these videos.
The movement is about equality for all women. I understand that. What we're saying is that we're approaching it from two different root structures. You believe that the root cause is patriarchy. I'm saying that patriarchy was caused based on colonialism. When we were back home in Africa drinking mango juice off the lips of our kings, and some of us, even though we weren't kings and queens, we still didn't exist in so-called ghettos and things that we have now. In fact, we could actually walk around butt naked in our tribes at home without someone trying to rape us or worrying about an old crazy white man up the street who's going to come and flash and snatch your child. These are objective realities that are new to Black women.
These are these are objective realities that are new to Black women. The objective realities, again, would be all the negative stuff happening to Black women in the American context, right? She is describing a past for which Black women were safe and protected and were, quote, drinking mango juice off the lips of our kings, end quote, right? So this is an idealized version, not just of a history, but of Black men, of men who look like me. And so even Tina knows I'm gonna play a part of this. I'm playing all of these just so we can get a full understanding of where I think what Sinji calls black male worship, which a lot of you call black male worship, I think the women who engage in the behavior would call it love. And I don't think it's love. I think it's limerence. Because for it to be love, you have to know the faults of the people you're talking about and accept it, right? And can you love on a large scale? Can you love a group of people who you don't know? And I think this is kind of important for the conversation. So bear with me as I play some of these videos. I'm going to try to not be disrespectful or mean or anything like that. I'm just going to try to theorize. Also, I'm theorizing. Therefore, please don't take anything when I pull the PowerPoint up as sort of factual, but rather me trying to make a psychological term and idea a sociological phenomena. So please take that with like not even a grain of salt, but a cube, like a huge block.
And as Black people, we know already that our men are not dangerous. I feel like if we can take away the fear of Black men and you can show them in a light that they are actually in, that it will be very helpful. And as Black people, we know already that our men are not dangerous. I feel like if we can take away the fear of Black men and you can show them in a light that they are actually in, that it will be very helpful. And as Black people, we know already that our men are not dangerous. I feel like if we can take away the fear of Black.
All right. Let's continue.
This night is for my kings.
No, God, please, no, no!
Black men, we love you. We hear you. And throughout the show, we're going to celebrate you.
I did not make that, by the way. I would not have put that there. And there's this one that I found very interesting because it is a book that I wanted to buy once upon a time. And this is a super famous Black woman photographer that took pictures of Black men and created a book for Black men for us to view Black men through a different lens, through her lens, really.
And ask them all the same 5 questions. Who are you? What do you think is the myth and truth of Black men? What do you need in order to succeed? How do you feel about the state of Black men today? What do you want to see change? And then I asked a question about how do you feel Black women aid in the progression of Black men and kind of our culture at large? One of my favorites is
this one is copywritten, I think, so I can't really play all of it, right? So there are what I call sort of internal narratives, right? True or false? There are internal narratives about people, about Blackness, about how we negotiate rightness and wrongness, power, how we engage with people internally and externally as a Black man, whether or not I can recognize and even associate with the image of Black manhood, and whether that image being portrayed is accurate around how we treat each other and how we treat women and children within our communities, how we treat people outside of our communities, the sort of intersection of ideas around Blackness, around manhood, around sorry, there is, oh my God, there's a fruit fly. That is disgusting. This is why I don't buy fresh fruits anymore. Right? All of these ideas are coming together, and I think we can either accept them as reality or reject them. And the rejection of them from Black women and Black men comes at a really strange time, but in a really strange way, right? So when we look to, I don't want to read through this entire thing. So I control find black, right? So the Department of Justice, when I went back to as far as I can go, and then talk about the last 20 years, and violent crimes between 1992, from the 1980s to 1992, was one of the reports from the U.S. Department of Justice. We are not going through it, but I did control find for black, and none of it is I don't usually do this because I it was very depressing once upon a time to look up stats when I was trying to figure out how racism, for example, shapes the image of Black manhood, for example. And I would look it up and I would get really depressed because I couldn't find, outside of over policing, it felt like there was a lot of truth in the sort of disproportionate representation of Black men in criminal activities and criminal behavior. And I heard a young man on YouTube talking about the Black culture and rap culture. And I felt bad. I thought it was it was an attempt to shame Black people. I know it's wrong in the way it was said, but what was said, I think his name was Sneaker or something, wasn't completely wrong. And so I don't know, it just sent me on this kind of spiral of researching, trying to justify my hope for image change, but then realizing changing the image does very little to the actual sort of actions of everyday people. So it's unfortunate, but so I control find black, and it says teenage Black males have the highest victimization rate, and we're talking about for violent crimes, while elderly white females have the lowest rate, right? So I'm not reading all of this. I'm just kind of quickly going through. Black victims are at the highest. The victimizers are Black. In 1992, of victims of robbery who had economic loss, Blacks were more likely than whites to lose over $250, which means that while we are also the aggressors and the robbers, we are also robbing people who look like us. That's usually due to close proximity. I'm not going through all of these again. Just for Blacks of all age, homicide was the fourth. By the way, this was in the 90s, right? For Black men in particular today, ages 0 to 44, I think it was, the leading cause is homicide, right? But at the time of the research, so in 1990s, early 1990s, it was the fourth cause of death. So homicide just kind of jumped to the number one cause of death for the same age group. The Black victims represent almost half of victims. So again, Black males had the highest homicide rate, followed by Black females. Again, we have to look into who are the victimizers, right? For all age group, Black males age 15 to 24 had the highest homicide rate. Like, by the way, this is not like a biased report of what comes out. Sex and race and victims, again, Black men leading the charge. Okay, we don't have to go through the full thing. I brought this up, and I'll bring up another one, because I think it's important to not just do one. I'm bringing this up because it feels like, on one hand, the women who are speaking on Black men's behalf are saying that the image in the media is wrong. And I do think it's wrong. I think it's wrong in that it's incomplete and there are other facets, but it's not wrong insofar as it does reflect the research. So that it reflects the research should mean something about how we engage with um, changing imagery. But I'm not going into the jobless crisis for Black men either. I think that I'll keep it up, but I won't go into it because not yet. And incarceration, how it affects Black people, Black youth, juvenile detention, how it specifically affects Black men and boys. It's joblessness due to incarceration and how it affects Black men. It feels like on every level it feels like we are failing to be able to compete. And there are causes that I'm sure when I open the panel, a lot of people are going to try to come up and explain. I will allow for you to explain those causes. All I'm saying is that the numbers aren't looking great. And this is where the idea of limerence comes in. And I apologize in advance before we get into this discussion. My apology here, I'm being very careful because what I'm about to attempt to do, I don't know if it is completely fair. It is obviously not accurate. This would have been a sort of academic exercise where people get to object, where people get to explain their position. And so the fact that I'm the only one up here doing it now is annoying. So again, this is just an academic exercise that I'm trying to understand what is happening. All right, I feel like I should end the prefacing. Prefacing is done. Here we go. So why I talked about limerence. The idea of limerence is it came up, I just explained that a little bit, that I think the way we go out into the world and say, I love this group of people, I love that group of people, is inaccurate. I think it is not useful. I think it's actually demeaning in some ways. But I understand it. I understand it because if there's a group that has been in our mind disproportionately disenfranchised, then coming together to show love to the group, whether it be Black women, Black men, any other race, I get why we would do that. Now, what I don't get is why we would ignore the realities of a group in order to pretend like the opposite is true, right? The reality of the group should be contemplated in the word love. So if you're saying you love a group, you should say it knowing fully what that group is. I don't think it is possible to love something or someone or a group without knowing the group. So I don't think that's possible. And that's why I think limerence is a better way to sort of describe a social phenomena and not love. All right. This is the book that I've been reading. This is the guide. I will reference a bunch of other research throughout this. They are more about psychology, so I probably shouldn't be referencing their names or anything because I'm about to do, in my mind, sociological work. And I apologize again in advance for it. Limerence can be defined as an involuntary state of intense desire. Citation, limerence involves intrusive thinking about the limerent object. Limerence is a state of infatuation or obsession with another person that involves an all-consuming passion and intrusive thoughts. This is worship. One can call this worship. The problem with calling this worship here, and maybe not a problem, the reason why this is a problem is simple. People who have a limerent object, right? People who have limerence towards a person would prefer to just be in an imaginary land where they idealize the version of the person they want to be with, completely ignoring the reality of the person. You know it's limerence and not love when you only idealize the person, when you don't see the person's fault, when if someone bring up the person's fault, you lash out because you don't want to grapple with that reality. In some ways, cognitive dissonance kicks in, and you try to reconcile the reality versus the image you have of the person. And how you reconcile it is by completely dismissing the reality and only looking at the image of the person. This is how you can figure out if you're in love or it's limerence. It is probably limerence if you don't know the person. You can't be in love with anyone you don't know. Some would call it delusional, but I am not some, so I won't say that. Before we continue, let me read. These are the Black women who believe that CDC study, right? I should remember the CDC study for something else, but let me just say it in the beginning. A CDC study like that would go directly into limerence, where you will find the most tangential, most offhand statement, research, any act of kindness, and you will magnify it to the nth degree in order to justify your belief in the person the person or the people's goodness that you want. So it actually feeds into the idea of limerence. Catching up from the beginning, wishing you a safe procedure and a speedy recovery. Thank you. I haven't set the date for my nodule removal, but yeah. Limerence is often a trauma response. It can be. I don't like putting it there because in my research, it doesn't always have to be. All right, let me continue. All right. Limerence is the feeling that the object of their desire will complete them, says Mackenzie. This can be a form of trauma bonding where one person is seeking to be saved by another, right? Someone said limerence is normal. It is normal, but to some degree, it can be very detrimental. One of the things that came up was the idea that people are saying, Black men, you are kings, you are loved, you are magic, you matter. And none of this is a problem, by the way. None of this is a problem. It becomes a problem if the reality and the idealized version are incompatible and the person who is speaking is unwilling to confront the reality. So let me give you an example of why this came up. And I think I talked about this before. It is bad when it's detrimental, by the way. That would be the touchstone. I was walking with this Black lady who said she was looking for a partner and she would only date Black men, and she loved Black men, and she will fight for Black men, and she believes that the system is racist and everything. And I was talking to her and we were walking, and I obviously, your preference is your preference. I'm not going to push back. We walked into a coffee shop and there was a Black guy in there in a suit, and she was like, "Oh, he's so fine," blah blah blah. And she was talking to me about the Black guy in front of us in the line. And I don't know why I said this, but I said, "Oh, you probably should talk to her." But that's never an advice I would give. But I just said that because why are you telling me that over and over and over? I heard you like the first time. Saying it the next 10 times is going to be annoying to me a little bit. So I think that was why I responded, "Oh, go talk to him then. Don't tell me, tell him." Jealousy. she said, "Yeah, no, I probably won't because one, I don't talk to men, and two, he's not into black women." And I thought, wait, what do you mean he's probably not into black women? So you know this? She was like, "Yeah, I mean, yeah." So like, "Are you open to date other races?" And she was like, "No, I love black men, and black men love black women." And I said, "But you were unwilling to talk to him because you thought he does not like black women. Do you actually, I don't know, I don't care about the reality right now, but do you actually believe, like what you believe as a woman right now is what I need to know. Do you believe black men love black women? As like a general matter, as a general statement." She said yes. And I said, "But you just said you wouldn't talk to that guy because you fear that he likes white women. Why? What about him?" said white woman. It's like, "No, it's just like successful men, successful men." So like, wait, so you think successful black men want white women? So you don't believe successful black men like black women. You think unsuccessful black men like black women. She said, "No, no, no, no. That's not what I mean. It's just like some type. How do you know me again? How do you know what type he is? Like, why?" And I don't think, and by the way, this is a smart woman. So the fact that she's going and coming like that means that she has not reconciled in her mind yet the reality that she's in. She has created an idealized version of black manhood in her mind. Again, this is the idealized version. And I'm not saying that the real version is that black men don't like black women. I'm not even in the research. I don't care about it. I'm saying she likes her ideas and she does not want to confront what she believes to be the reality, which is she believes black men who are successful like other races of women, which brings into question, do the men who are not successful actually like black women? Or are they waiting to be successful to have access to other kinds of women? I am not saying this is true. We are not going into the research. I'm taking one person's idea and I'm trying to understand her position. Because if she says black men and believes black men like black women or love black women, but she didn't want to go talk to a successful looking black man because those kinds of black men like white women. Are you saying when they're successful, they like other races of women? And I think her answer is yes. So the ones who are not successful, when they become successful, the question is, do they like black women? And when they're not successful, in your mind, not again research, not saying this generally, in her mind, I don't think she thinks black men like black women. She is only thinking about her idealized version of black manhood and not what she believes to be the reality of black manhood. And this, I believe, is limerence. This idea, and it could be an individual person where you're obsessively thinking about it, is an individual person. I am taking that individual person, this is not the psychology, this is more sociology, and I'm saying when you apply that broadly, it is still not love, it's limerence because because of your unwillingness to actually deal with the realities or what you believe to be the realities. So you would rather live in la la land thinking about Barack and Michelle. Does that make sense? Uh, let's continue. All right. So there is a good way to sort of distinguish the ideas of love and limerence. Love is when you think about others, sees and accept the flaws of the other person, feels secure in the relationship, and there's sort of clear communication. Limerence is obsession with the image of others. Again, it is not an obsession with someone. You, if you're obsessed with someone, it is a very odd thing to be, but limerence is not just obsession with a person, it's obsession with the idea of a person. So this is why I was trying to apply it broadly, because the people who say, I love this person, or I love that person, I love this group or that group, they ignore the bad parts. So it's not that they actually love the group, it's that they love the idea of the group because they're unwilling to grapple with the reality of the group. In this case, the idea that I love black men, and what Tina Knowles is saying, that we are not dangerous and all of that stuff, when the stat says the highest cause of death for black men ages 0 to 44, 1 to 44 then, is homicide. You cannot see flaws, and when flaws are brought up, you dismiss them and move on. There's a ton of mind games. There is a craving of approval from the group, and there is a complete lack of commitment, right? So let's continue. So the characteristics, you're unable to think or act clearly without distraction and preoccupation with the LO, by the way, is the limerent object to an unhealthy degree. Decision making and normal concentration is affected negatively. You idealize them and everything they do. This is actually very important. Someone brought up the CDC earlier, and that study being magnified to justify ideas that we have about imaginary quote unquote black man is helpful for that image. And so we get to stay out of reality and in our minds about what we think the ideal black man is. And I think this, by the way, is a disservice to black men. If you want better for a group, you don't, in my opinion, you don't lie to the group, right? You don't lie to the group and say they are something that they're not. You have to tell them who they are, what they are, in an effort to get us to recognize where we are and come together to move up. So wonderful qualities in them are magnified and negative qualities are minimized, whether only in your own head or while talking to other people about them. Red flags are definitely ignored. So again, it is about magnifying the good traits, downplaying the bad trait, and outright rejecting the bad traits. It is creating an idealized version of the person, never ever actually engaging with the actual individual in front of you. The issue, by the way, here is even in a loving relationship, in a romantic relationship, not loving, this is bad. If you don't grapple and recognize your partner, for example, not my opinion, my therapist, if you don't ac- be open to people with their faults and you completely ignore people's fault, it can be really, really detrimental in the long run. So that's not my advice, it's my therapist. So there you go. Seeing the limerent object as perfect without flaws, limerence has an idealized image of the limerent object. They either cannot see red flags in the limerent object, or if they do, they will simply ignore them. The unfortunate side effect to this is that many limerents enter relationship with incompatible limerent objects. So that was what I was talking about. Didn't realize I had a slide for that. I don't care about the unrequited limerent object, because what my friend in the coffee shop highlighted for me felt more like this, where they would not engage with the person. They cannot engage. They feel like the person is too distant from them, wouldn't want them. But instead of owning that and stepping aside, they go back to the idealized version of the individual they have, and they hang on to that as a way to continue their obsession with, in this time, a skin tone. Now, those were sort of the limited view of what the limerent object is, what limerence is, why I'm trying to take a psychology term and making it a sociological concept. It won't catch on, it's fine. But here's me broadening it in terms of sociological term. And this is the breakdown. I included citations again, but ignore them if you will. So, the problem with the limerent object in the individual is the lack of clarity into who they are, right? So the big problem with limerence is you don't actually know the person. You don't actually try to know the person. You don't actually try to engage with the day-to-day of the person. You don't know them. I am applying this concept broadly to a group. If we're thinking about Black men and Black women, for example, it is the idea that we're handpicking. And when people say Black men, and this is what happened specifically with Tina Knowles and her documentary, but in every one of the clips that I played before, we handpick certain traits and experiences about Black men in this case, and we shape our affection around these very specific traits like skin, sexual prowess, for example, and we use that to make a bigger story, and we fill in the gaps of those stories, ignoring the actual reality and also your own lived experience, right? I believe, though this is not confirmed, that a state of limerence is probably a state of low self-esteem. I don't actually, my therapist, when I asked, said they are not about to confirm that. They don't think that it's completely accurate, though it is more likely the case than not. And in my head, that meant they confirmed it, but she didn't confirm it. So I have to add that. Because your view of them is so limited, you can't fully appreciate who they are through the good and the bad, and subsequently interact with the relationship authentically. Again, you don't know them and you don't appreciate the faults. You only see the good. And not only do you only see the good, you amplify the good. You amplify the things that you think are positive and completely ignore or downplay the bad things. So when you're interacting with them, it is not authentic. It actually could be unsafe for you because of the unwillingness to accept the negative parts so you can protect yourself in those areas, accepting only the positive. There's a lack of vulnerability in the connection if you aren't able to make the choice to choose each other after knowing about each other's baggage, pain points, and potential negative characteristic. It is important, like not even just relationship, but friendships. You should know your friends' pressure points. You should know the things about them that makes them tick or harmful to them, that are idiosyncratic maybe, but would cause a ton of harm or could cause them to cause a ton of harm. Those things should be known before you engage in any kind of relationship, friendship, whatever. But when you're in a limerent state, it doesn't work like that, right? So you go in to this relationship or friendship, blackmail worship, in the words of some Thingy, for example. You go into it blind, and then you are surprised by the fact that you don't get out of it what you wanted because you only saw the idealized version. In fact, people will go into relationship, be abused, come out of it, and then continue the cycle because they didn't learn anything about themselves and how to see people, not just in the vetting way, but even after you fail to vet, when you're in the relationship, when your boundaries, standards, and your expectations are being breached, and there is not any kind of reciprocity, you leave those relationship, For the person who is in a limerence state, they don't leave. They can stay there, justify them staying there, internalize all the harms being done to them, blame themselves for the harm, and continue to participate in a one sided relationship where they're being abused. It's actually quite fascinating when you hear it from a sort of psychological perspective. I am sure there is a ton of videos on YouTube that probably goes over it from a psychological perspective in full detail. I don't do psychology, I'm more into sociology, but it is what it is. UK Black Twitter was in shambles this week because a young Black woman under 25 lent a guy she was dating for a month 20K, pounds. And he, surprise, wasn't paying her back. Low self esteem strikes again. Absolutely not. I feel like you're giving that. Well, you could take them to court, by the way. But if you're dating someone for a month and you loan them 20, no, absolutely not. No, nope. You did not want that money. Like, it's wrong, obviously, and you should sue them. But from a cultural perspective, it's like you didn't want that money. How are you going to lend someone you just met 20? Absolutely not. If I'm lending you, I'm just giving it to you because it's a gift. Because if I don't know you like that, why would I ever? All right, let's continue. Do you find yourself creating a lot of meaning out of fleeting, seemingly inconsequential moments to ruminate over? If so, it's a sign that you experience limerence and off-track dystopian Dipanian. I don't know why I keep calling this man dystopian. Says, you will fantasize about and sometimes involuntarily obsess over even the shortest, most insignificant interactions you've had with the LO and imagine your future together, even if there is no actual relationship. Now, this is what people call high level delusion. And high level delusion is completely, again, sidestepping all the negative. You don't even know people. Like, the idea of limerence actually came up in she didn't call it limerence, but what's her name? Oh, hate doing this. Candace Owens. When Candace Owens was talking about certain people who were taken too soon by the police, um, she spoke about their criminal behaviors and she incorrectly concluded that they deserved it and that no one should care. Um, on the opposite end, people pretended like the people who were, some of the people who passed were the best people in the world. And a person who is fully adjusted should be able to say, these people were not good. Or in this case, this one person was not a good person. They actually engage in really bad behaviors. However, the police should not be the executioner in this case, and therefore it is still wrong, right? These are two extremes, I think. One is the one we're talking about, which is, I believe, a sort of limerence state, where we idealize people and we fail to acknowledge the harms that people can and do cause. So that's that on that. Let's continue. Oh, let me go. I would actually like to go back. I think I wanted to read the last thing. Limerence doesn't have the same depth, and if you're in it, it can feel more like a one-note romantic comedy. I included that because psychology. All right. Part of being in a limerent state is the idea that real life just feels like a distraction. You do not want to face reality. Again, in my mind, limerent could just be interchange for high level delusion. It is, you don't want to go through your day to day. You don't want to see the people you're trying to be in love with. You want to keep in mind what you have in mind and never actually grapple with any of the research around the people you find yourself obsessing about, that you're declaring love for, the people you are saying you cannot live without, the people you say gives you everything. When you're in the state, The only thing you care about is the idealized version. You are not about to sit there and talk to anyone at all about any negativity because it's just not in you. In fact, you can destroy sort of anything, I think, for Black women here, any objection by saying racism. Like, you can literally get away with anything by saying racism. And people do it. You feel emotionally dependent on the littlest reaction from them. Another sign of limerence is your emotional dependence on the limerent object. If you're experiencing a strong, persistent yearning for them to reciprocate their feelings, you don't see bad action independent from you, but instead personalize it and filter it through fear and abandonment. So I think this might be the last slide, but this is why well, it wasn't. This is one of the harshest realities. You can filter someone else's behavior through your actions, right? Through your lens, through the way you see yourself, you can take on the bad acts of other people. You want reciprocity, you don't get reciprocity, and you can make it up in your mind that it's your fault that you don't get it. And in fact, some cases, you don't deserve reciprocity, even though you give and you give and you give. You are there to perform and to prove your worth over and over and over again. And this is why my therapist cannot convince me that this is not low self-esteem. Like, you're not going to convince me this is not low self-esteem. The issue ultimately is, if you respect yourself enough, you will walk away. That is it. That is it. Like, I don't believe that this is just normal or natural, and she does neither, thankfully, but she does not want to make a negative judgment of it. So I will. I think it is a really negative thing. And if you're performing, and people's bad behaviors can be internalized so that you make up in your head that you are to be blamed for their bad behavior, no. If you're in a community where, for example, Black women will say, well, who raised these boys? Who caused these boys to be violent? Like, you are taking ownership of the problems. And that's not great. That is not a means of accountability, because you can't be accountable for other people's action. All right, let's continue. You are seeking their validation desperately. You tend to interpret their behaviors in all or nothing thinking. You're excessively aware of reciprocation on their part and hungry for their approval about you and the relationship. This, by the way, is why the person that I went into the coffee shop, for example, will sit there and say, I love this person, and they will never ever, or not the individual person, but a type of person, while saying in so many words, that type of person does not love me back. They don't reciprocate. They're not in love with me. I don't think they're in love with people who look like me or my image, but I love them. And then when I ask them directly, oh, wait, so you don't think that group of people you think you love you back? She'll say, and just go into sort of a complete breakdown, because she cannot fully engage with the reality that the object of her affection does not reciprocate that affection. And in fact, if that person had said just hello to her, I think that would have made her entire day and reframe everything in her mind, even though she will hold on subconsciously to her own reality that they don't like her back. And she will continue to crave it. All right. So I wanted to make sure that was the last one. Now, that out of the way, I feel like this is going to be messy, but I promise I'm not trying to be messy. I don't have the credentials or the right to diagnose a group. this is a concept that clicked for me when I was listening to, I think it was, there were a lot of women, but I'm pretty sure it was Sinji talking about black male worship. And I couldn't fully understand the idea of black male worship. Like it just seemed odd because I think black people are some of the most God-fearing people. And so I would never classify an action as sort of black male worship. However, I do think there is something to black male worship, so I cannot refute it. Particularly if I'm looking into it through the lens of people who engage in the behavior. They think they're doing it because of love and adoration. And I will venture to say it is not love, but it's limerence. It is a fake reality that we have created to justify our behavior and sometimes low self esteem in going after something that we fundamentally know on some subconscious level is not always good for us. And I think that's an interesting way to look at it, because it does highlight negativity in the out group, but it puts the responsibility on the person engaging in limerence to really recognize that maybe I have low self-esteem, maybe I am deluding myself into wanting this, because if I actually objectively look at the quality of life, if I get that which I'm asking for, it might not work out for me. So this is kind of where I am at with the idea of limerence. Please feel free to. I'm trying to think if I should open the panel so we can discuss. Drop a one if I should open the panel to discuss limerence before we move on from it. I wanted to finish the segment in an hour, and I got an hour and 6 minutes. So drop a one if I should open the panel so we can discuss this, or drop a two if we should move on. I probably should have just done the. All right, it looks like more ones. I will drop this. Let's do it, and then we'll get to light skin Keisha. Here you go. All right, so click that. You can ask me questions about it. You can give your opinion on it. You can we can do whatever, because part of what is happening is theorizing. Now there is
not us,
video.
but every time.
Oh, there are people doing tools. All right, well, I do have one more video, and this came from Sinji, and I wanted to play it because it was Lisa Ray defending Chris Brown. This happened like 2 months ago, but it perfectly exemplifies the problem with limerence. I think. If you guys want to call it delusional, you can call it delusional. So let me open this. I'm going to try to get one person on, and then we'll close on the panel. Two people. All right. Concerned and Afro Butterfly, you guys are up. Hey, Afro.
Hey, Afro.
You will be the only two people commenting on limerence before we move on. Go ahead. What do you have for me?
I can jump in first. So, what also came up for me, besides the romantic limerence, is also the limerence we could have with figures like parents or father figures and all the above that we might have in our head. And it brought up for me the idea of Black men's protection of their image in their head of their father figure.
Oh,
that
yeah.
we've seen.
That's actually so good. That is so good. Go ahead. Sorry.
It sounds like you're proud of me, like you didn't believe that I could have been.
No, it's not that I didn't believe. I said that it's so good because I noted this and then I forgot it. It was on one of my note card, which I don't use. I don't know why I make note cards because I don't actually use them, particularly if there's a PowerPoint. Go ahead.
I mean, I was just kidding, but I mean, I know you know. But yeah, because when we think about the effects of slavery and Black people's position in our trauma and our self-image as a family unit, as a romantic partner, as people, there are a lot of breakdowns. I would even push it one step further and say that a lot of parents, you know, a lot of these Black men's moms have limerent relationships with their sons, not seeing them for who they are. I personally have grappled a lot of times with limerence as a person in my own I've grappled with the concept in my own self-healing, and I was familiar with it before it came up, and just sitting with it. It is a term that's a lot to digest, so I'm curious to hear what the other people on the panel have to say. But the way that, outside of the romance, I think that our trauma has a unique way of making it very difficult for us to have loving relationships with each other that it isn't really clouded by these avatars we have in our head about what a Black woman is or what a Black man is. It's hard for us to see each other as people because of how deeply ingrained anti-Blackness is for us all.
Yeah, period. I love that. Thank you, Concerned. Afro Butterfly, go ahead.
Happy Friday. I think this is an amazing topic that you've chosen to discuss today. I made the same comment in the chat as Concerned. I really do think that how we view absentee parents falls in that category as well. And even to go one step further, I think it sort of ties into parasocial relationships as well. Like, we don't really know the celebrity or the level of people that we obsess over, but we hold them on this level of reverence, even though some of the relationships could be very toxic. Like, when I think of the Futures and the Nick Cannons, or even some of the podcasts and manosphere people who express negative feelings towards, in this instance, like Black women or large groups of people, but we still hold them in such high regard, it baffles me oftentimes. And I really don't understand how we can break out of that if it's such a large group of people that's socially conditioned to feel this way. I believe that we're taught limerence as young girls. It's literally part of the conditioning of the Black woman experience when I really think about it, especially like growing up in the church ecosystem, where from small things about how you prepare a plate for the men in your household all the way up until you could be out in a normal social interaction and it could be a Black man that you don't personally know, but some of the social conditioning that you were taught of how to compliment or revere or interact with him. Like, we're very much taught how to behave this way. And I'm like, I don't know if it's reversible at this point. So I would love to hear some of your prescriptions on how to remedy limerence or how to.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah.
So in terms of, I do have prescriptions. So part of how you do it is recognizing the truth, right? And it's such an interesting thing. This is why it's really hard for me to say Black male worship, because it perfectly, I think, encompasses what this is, because limerence is on an individual level, but the way it is described is Black male worship would be limerence on a social sort of group level. And one of the ways you get out of it is admitting the truth. Now, as obviously simple as that sounds, it's not. If you try, the conversation I had, I only brought up that conversation with my friend because she is so smart. And the fact that she couldn't reconcile what the problem was versus sort of what what she wants, speaks to the difficulty, even in people who are smart, in putting it together, right? So On an individual level, you would move away from the person, right? As a group, you might not have the capacity to move away. Limiting contact also helps in sort of bringing the person back to reality. Though there was a note here from my therapist where limiting contact can actually be more useful to cause more problems with the limerence, right? Because you live in a fantasy land of the object of your affection. If you're away from them, you don't get to see how they actually behave. And that could exacerbate the ideas you have about who they are idealistically as opposed to realistically. But a general idea is that you move away from, but one of the true ways to do it is to actually sit down and accept the realities, the good and the bad, for the individual, and I would say for the group.
Well, if proximity doesn't help and distancing doesn't help, I'm wondering, and that's why I
Proximity,
sort
no,
of
no, no.
also.
Proximity can help if you're willing to admit what you see. So if you're close to the person and you're willing to see them fully and not just the idealized version, because what tends to happen on an individual level, for example, someone cheats on you, you say, instead of leaving, say, I wasn't this enough. I wasn't beautiful enough. I wasn't good enough. That's why they cheat. And you take ownership of someone else's bad behavior as opposed to holding them accountable for their bad behavior. In a state of limerence, it can't be love because you will always take the back seat because you're never ever really engaging with who the person is. You just engage with the idealized version. And if you're engaging with an idealized version of someone, right, then it has to be you. You have to be the problem. The other person is perfection personified. Then you will always be the problem.
Okay, but how can one begin to see them realistically if proximity is still in play? Because a lot of these women are housing or nurturing or coddling or enabling these men in real time in close proximity. So how could one even begin to?
Learning the idea, limerence, will be first of all very helpful. Second, once you learn there's something called limerence, the second thing you need to know is no one is perfect. If you can realistically sit down and explain bad things about the person you're with, you are not in love, you're in limerence. If you can't go through negative things that the person you're with has, negative trait, things that bother you, you have a problem. And if you can't do it, you already know this. So your job is to be able to go and list out the bad things and then figure out if you can live with the bad things. I'm now a therapist.
Would you say as a collective, I know limerence is more of an individual concept for you, but as a collective, as we're discussing Black male worship, do you feel as though most women who would fall under that bucket are unable to state a few negative things? Because I do think there's that.
If they do, there will be an excuse that is outside of the individual, right? And this is why it's so hard to do it as a group. But as a group, if they do, they will, because like you can't say this thing is negative unless you're speaking statistically, and then you can. But if you're like, oh, if I say statistically, we off each other more than any other group, right? As a per capita. If I say that and your response is, that's not true, racism, you probably have a problem. You're probably in limerence because you should be able to say the thing that is true, that is negative and statistically provable. And if you can't deal with that, then you're probably in a state of worship. In the same way, on an individual level, if you can't say something negative about your partner, right? You don't have to say it publicly, right? But if you can't think of anything negative about your partner, then you're in a deep state of one, delusion, and two, worship, in my mind, individually.
I'll hop down for now, but then in that context, it makes me think of enabling relationships and narcissism, because we've had past discussions where there's a large amount of narcissism
Oh, wait,
on both
pause.
sides.
I won't speak on narcissism, but you're spot on enabling. You're spot on enabling. If you look to a group of people and you excuse all their bad behaviors and you never hold them accountable for their bad behavior, yeah, you're enabling. Yeah, you're way more detrimental than you think.
So I would love to have that complicit in their own pain discussion again sometime.
Yes, but you also pointed out and concern about being taught to do this, not knowing what this is. And I'm not saying you have to give the women grace who engage in the behavior or the men who engage in the behavior of excusing bad behavior, because complicit is true. I will say that an understanding that we have a dynamic that allows for this should allow for, yeah, some grace. Yeah, I would say grace.
Very well, very well.
Thank you so much. God loves you so, but never physically present, allows you to hurt when he could intervene because he loves you. Requires one sided conversation, requires one sided offering. Seems lemon peppery. Not y'all coming with y'all's. Uh, well, I don't know if it's agnostic or atheist stance. Thank you, Gia. Limerence is the reason for most situations. H Mills, go ahead. Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
Thanks for having me on. I'm good, thanks. How are you?
You are the last person on this subject. What do you want to engage? What do you want to add? Thank you
I
for being here. I
just
know it's late.
Oh, thanks. I just want to say that um it's funny because I came across this word limerence a couple of weeks ago and I looked it up, so it's quite fresh in my mind. And it's funny that that's the topic that we're on at the moment. But I think I have around my age group a lot of my friends, Black women friends, and myself included, have come to this. We're having this cognitive dissonance right now where you're realizing, because I won't lie, I had low self-esteem in my early 20s, and I feel like I probably was a limerent person or whatever a lot of times. And we're now coming to the realization where you're just kind of like scratching the surface of like, something doesn't feel right, because we're making all these effort, we're making all these accommodations, we're making all these excuses for people, and they're actually not living up to this potential that we see or assigned to them that's not really there. And I mentioned that story about the girl who was seeing this guy for a month, and then she's given him 20 grand. And I was like, I know so many smart, successful Black women who have amazing careers and they're doing amazing, they're successful, but they're completely idiotic when it comes to men. Like, just so bad. And I'm just like, oh, how can you be so intelligent? How can you be like a successful lawyer, for example, or a doctor, or whatever, but then when it comes to this straggly man that you've got, who's been literally like an anchor weighing you down for years, no, literally, and you're just like, it's cognitive dissonance, it's low self-esteem. It's really sad because I feel so much empathy for those women, and I've been that person too. But I think
When you say it's like something holding them down, for example, they will never see that because they're not looking at the person actually. They're looking at an idealized version of the person. Because who actually wants someone who is going to be straggly?
No, but a lot of times it's like, I think deep down they know, but you kind of live in a state of denial, hoping that one day this person is just going to magically be who you want them to be.
Yeah.
And it's like, girl, this man has cheated. How many times this man has been, he's done this, he's done that, he's done this, and you think tomorrow he's going to wake up and be, you know, the man you want him to be.
Yeah. No, that's funny because, like, after repeatedly doing something, it's just who they are at this point. Like, stop trying to like pretend like it's not who they are. Breathing life into the dead is called necromancy. Thank you. Thank you so much for coming. Do you have any final words? Please. Oh, you're part of the debate, right?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm a new
But
member.
random announcement, if you have not signed up for the debate and you've been if you've signed up for the debate and you haven't followed any instruction, there was an email. You have until Sunday, and after Sunday we'll do the verses and you will be out. So go ahead. Any final thoughts?
No, I just want better for us, and I hope that we can get there.
All right, awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. And on the last note, we are going to end with our good sis Sinji reviewing Lisa Ray on Fox Soul, because I feel like at this point we should all know Chris Brown is a bad person. And we should accept this and move forward with this knowledge. However, I think Lisa Ray is not about to do that. And the way she engaged with Chris Brown, I feel perfectly exemplifies how I am considering Limerence as a community problem as opposed to an individual problem, where we look past the bad behavior of the individual and we create this sort of idealized version of the person, and we defend that idealized version of the person who we think is being victimized. I think the idea that there are certain people who are victims allow us to fall easily in a state of limerence because it serves as an excuse for their bad behavior. So we're going to watch this and then we can move to Keisha and her fiance and then open it up back. I know so many women who would rather put up with a piece of man than live without one and will deal with the foolishness. My mom was like this. Yeah, and by the way, limerence is like obsessively thinking about someone and thinking that you're in love with that person. What I'm saying is that feeling can be a community feeling as opposed to merely an individual feeling. That's what I'm trying to do. I could change the word, but I don't want to. Thank you.
His father brutalized his mother so that he can understand that that's why he's following in those same footsteps. But Lisa Ray, among many other women, have decided to come out and defend Chris Brown, and people are quite frankly tired of it for the most part, and that's why she's getting dragged. I want you guys to take a look at this clip here, and I'm going to show a little bit more of it so that you can see the context of it. And then I want to talk about this lack of accountability and how it's affecting our community versus how other groups of women tend to socialize the males in their community, and why we see something very different. Because even as much as people would like to call Claudia Jordan a Black woman, she had the mother of no color, and that's who molded her mindset. And I'm saying that right now because it's going to explain the difference in their response to this. But first, I want you guys to listen to this first clip, then I'll come back for further commentary.
Since what you and Vivica said, you did hear him saying that. Now, come on, Chris. You know, she's a married woman. Do you know her husband is Iman Shumpert? Did you know that he from Chicago? I'm just saying, like, you probably should chill. You got to sit. Maybe these people are not thinking before they react. And that's probably the part of the problem.
What we're going to say, Lisa?
Why you got to chill? Why you got to chill? What if he felt just like what he said? F her. What if he felt like that? And he's saying that to his friend. What I don't like about it is that every time we bring up his name, not us, but every time his name is brought up, that he always get automatically blamed because he is that way. We know him to be that. So it gotta be him. That's what I don't like when people have that kind of stigma, because I got that. it's quick for you to think that, oh, well, Lisa Ray would have did that, or Lisa Ray said that. And I don't like that, because that very next time it could have been very different. But you blame me because of my past.
Now, you guys listen to that video and you listen to Lisa Ray sit up here and defend Chris Brown. Listen, Lisa Ray need to shut her ass up and stop acting like an ass clown. This is clown shit at the end of the day. The bottom line is nobody is unfairly judging Chris Brown. He has a pattern. There is a difference between somebody being unfairly stereotyped, which is essentially what Lisa Ray is asserting. Lisa Ray is asserting that people are just unfairly assuming that Chris Brown is always in the wrong and that he's always doing something violent, rather than Chris Brown having a pattern of violent behavior and people saying, oh, look at Chris Brown, here he go, we believe that he did this because this is what he always does. There is a difference between the two. And Lisa Ray is sitting here trying to act as though Chris Brown's reputation isn't based on his actual behaviors and actions. And this is a problem that the Black community has, because rather than Black women as a community, because this isn't just a Chris Brown issue, Black women tend to do this whenever there's a Black man doing something foolish. We just saw Black women do it to Tory Lanez. We're still seeing them do it, because if you go look at the post where Tory Lanez is trying to appeal his conviction and get new trials, Black women are in the comment section talking about how they're going to ruin this man's life. His career is over. Y'all were sitting here defending him when Megan Thee Stallion told y'all that that is what he did. And it's so interesting how when it comes to Black male worship, Black women don't even think about their own best interest, because it is not in your interest to defend a man like Tory Lanez and advocate for him not being held accountable for pulling out a weapon against a woman and firing it at her 5 times. That is not an accident. He could have toe tagged that woman, toe tagged her, much like how bandits are already out here toe tagging Black women at a rate of 5.5 hours, and will continue to do so, because all Black women want to do is defend Black men's behavior.
All right. So that's the part right there that, for me, the way she explained it, she called it Black male worship, I think is the sort of broader approach to Limerence, where people in certain relationships will completely ignore the negative in an effort to justify caring and loving for the person, because to acknowledge the bad behavior outside of the context of racism or it is your fault, not his own, that would force you to recognize the true person, not the idealized person for which you're engaging in. And so I think that was a sort of a perfect example of sort of taking Limerence and making it a community sort of experience. She calls it Black male worship, and I'm going to continue to call it. I probably won't call it Limerence or anything. I just wanted to point out the phenomena. Thank you all for helping me with this. And now we're done with theory. We're done with Limerence, and we'll get into Keisha and her fiance Tyrone. But before we do, let's split this. Let's split this live stream up by refocusing. So let me play a commercial. We're gonna go on. Y'all gonna hate me. We're gonna go into a commercial break right now. This video is sponsored by this video is sponsored by Mango Juice. All right. Serious business. No, his name is not. Look, I don't know what that man's name is. His name is probably not Tyrone. The reason, the movie from Justin to Kelly. I wanted to name it something similar. So from her name is actually Keisha. So from Keisha to Tyrone. Anyway, let's go and watch this video together, and let's do some commentary because I saw Yanni react to it, and the part that Yanni addressed, I think, was super important, so we'll get to that, but I wanted to watch the entire thing live with y'all. But I think I need to say this for people who are watching, who know me or whatever. That was not a sponsorship. I would have disclosed the sponsorship. That was. So anyway, let's continue.
Hold the face truth by the Bengals. The Bengals. Put your bees up, hey. Put your bees up. Put your bees up. Put your bees up, hey. Put your bees up. Put your bees up, hey. Put your bees up, hey. Let's get to it. Okay, period. Let's on that. That's our little theme song. We love that theme song. But anyway, we hope y'all are doing great. We hope y'all have been tuning in. You know what I'm saying? We coming back to back with the episodes or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Real raw, real uncut.
It is important that I note that I do not know any of these two people. Just FYI. There was never a glass involved in Manga Gate. The mangoes came from his lips. Period. From the lips of the kings. No, let me. The good thing is, most people won't get to this part of the video, so they will not know what I'm talking about. So it's great. It feels like it sounds a bit low. Let me see if I can turn this up some. I'm gonna turn this all the way up. All right, let's do it.
That's just that on that.
Bit.
Yeah, we finna get into some things today.
Oh, there she go. When she blew that phone out, y'all know she finna say something crazy.
Cause I got my stuff. And don't think I'm on my phone like just texting to. No, I got my stuff. I got my notes. I'm like, okay,
So what you pulling out today?
Okay, what we pulling out today? We talking about some things. We talking about some things today.
And make sure y'all start leaving in the comments, and y'all can DM us. Our DMs are open. And make sure y'all follow the Instagram so y'all can DM us any topics y'all want to talk about. You feel what I'm saying? So
yes.
Make sure y'all hit up the Instagram, the Bold Face Truth.
We also have some exciting things coming on.
Okay, by the way, I might actually be watching this a lot. So this is so wrong. I shouldn't admit this. I like people in relationships with podcasts, but not for the reason I think you might think. I think it is impossible if you are. I think so, Marian, it will not. I am here. I think it is impossible to hide when y'all are talking face to face for an extended period of time. I think the truth slips out unless you're like editing really well. I think if you watch body language, if you listen to what people are saying, you listen to how they're joking, after a while you can read into what is happening. And I like seeing mess. I watch a lot of like relationship podcasts or people who are in relationship doing podcasts, and all I do is laugh. Like I don't judge too much. I just laugh because a period. I could never.
Put that phone on silent. Yeah, I have to get him right.
She don't have to do nothing, girl. Y'all spank you, girl. I'll beat you over my knee and spank them big booty cheeks. Yeah, on camera.
Oh, shit. Okay. So we're about to get into some things. You know what I'm saying? If y'all can see from last episode, child, I don't know. Like it's just been
we say any damn thing on this thing.
Anything. So I want to ask a question to you. Now, of course, again, y'all like we obviously talking to each other. Of course, we're in a relationship, but everything don't necessarily pertain to us. These are just questions and just stuff that we may view or whatever. So would you agree that social media is like a big thing in today's society? Because I feel like it is.
Yeah, it's like your portfolio. Like, I made a lot of money off of
portfolio. Interesting that you say that. So do you think that it's important?
What the fuck?
Do you think that it's important to post your significant other on your portfolio, aka your social media accounts?
It depends.
Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, anything.
It depends. I didn't start posting a girl on my page till me and you started dating, so I don't do that. But if you like me, this me. I post what I'm proud of on Instagram. When I got my first like bust down Rolex, I posted that. When I got my first record deal, I posted that. When I had my first record, you know what I'm saying? This is my first real girlfriend, like real, like, well, you my fiance now, but I post us, because I'm proud of that,
Yeah. So I feel like, do you feel like, there is a hidden agenda when men don't post a girl on social media?
I think it's a personal preference thing, because some people just don't want that. You know what I'm saying? Some people can't some say somebody I look up to, like somebody like a Kendrick Lamar, right? I don't think Kendrick Lamar needs to be posting this significant other until he know that's the one, or if he do got a one, he's such a big star, like he might want to hide that life from her because she might not be able to,
But see, Kendrick Lamar is
private period.
Exactly, he's
Yeah,
private.
period.
Like
Okay,
he doesn't really
I get your
post.
point. I get your point.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about. Let's
You talking
not
about that dude
let's
who
not go
posts-
too out of the. You know what I'm saying? Let's stay.
Okay, somebody who posts. Okay, if you're
somebody that's active on social media.
Oh yeah, you should post a girl. You should post a girl.
Do you think if they don't post a girl though, that it's a hidden agenda? Like it's some sneakiness going on? Because I do.
I think they're just saying I'm not committing. They just letting you know I'm not committing.
So you think it has to do with something with committing?
Yeah, I'm not committing. If I'm posting a lot and I don't post my girl at all, like I'm committing.
I'm
not committing. I'm sorry, I'm not committing. Yeah, I'm not.
I feel like a lot of the times like men be putting these like things out there like as far as like they don't want to post or whatever. So I feel like girls also kind of like fall into the trap of kind of like are being manipulated a little bit. If that makes sense, like to not post them, because I just feel like what girl don't want to be posted by her nigga?
What you mean?
So I'm saying like because of the man, he making her feel like, oh yeah, well no, we not finna do this, we not finna do that or whatever. Like she'll probably.
So I won't be watching this podcast, not because it's bad. I don't think it's for me. I'm kind of struggling a little bit. Not I'm trying to find the right words to explain what's happening to me right now. I don't think I need to explain what's happening to me. Anywho, if you're with someone who doesn't post you, you're not in a relationship. You can take that how you want to take it. It is what it is. If you're with someone who posts on social media, I don't care, and they don't post you, you're not in a relationship. You are by yourself. You are single. That's all I gotta say. I agree about public couples. Plus, he's not as interesting as me. He is the bag man, whether it's a scandal bag or Birkin, only I will know. Period. Look, I just, I don't understand. Like, I promise you, when I by the way, I don't need anyone to like, if you disagree, write that paragraph and you can disagree with me on it. It's fine. I'm not going to change my opinion. I'm not changing my opinion. I'm also not posting anyone I'm dating. So take that for what you will. When I post, I'm in a fully committed relationship. Until I post, you we're not. If I don't post, we're not. If you don't post, I am not in a relationship, and if I don't post, we're not in a relationship. I'm sorry, I no. And if y'all married, and if you're married to someone, let's use marriage. If you're married to someone and that person posts everything on social media except you, you're single still. I don't care. I don't care.
Be manipulated into thinking that's okay, because a lot of people, or I've heard some people say, they don't want to plaster their relationship out there because a private life is a happy life. My thing is this: I don't believe in that shit. I feel like this privacy means like just because you post your significant other or the person that you are dating or whatever the case may be on your social media doesn't mean that we're dipping into your life. You get what I'm?
Look, a lot of these women who are super successful, I don't know, I'm not speaking to them. They probably should start a podcast and put these men to work. I'm joking. Kiki Palmer, I am joking. Kiki, I'm joking. I am joking. Period.
I'm saying?
For sure.
I feel like that's just you just showing, hey, I got somebody that I really like, I really love, whatever the case may be. This is who that is. We don't have to know what y'all be into when y'all have sex, when y'all get into arguments and all of y'all, we don't have to be out in your business. But I don't think there's nothing wrong with posting like, hey, this is my person, like, because a nigga will post his shoes. The nigga will post a bug on the bottom of his shoes before he posts his bitch.
For sure. That's why it just depends too.
And what you said you post what you're proud of. So again, like, do that necessarily mean that they're not proud of
the girl?
Yeah. Yeah, but I just feel like, social media is such a big part in today's world. So it's just like, again, like a nigga will post, the bottom of his shoes before he posts his bitch. But I just feel like it's always like, I don't know, like it's this whole like sneaky link thing and, like why you can't, why you can't just show. But if you in a real relationship, I mean, this is my thing though. If you just dating and you just talking to a person, I don't think you have to post them.
No,
that's not for sure like a person that you.
I see what it is. I don't like the language, and that's not fair. Like, who am I? Nobody. So that I don't like the language. Why don't he post his B word? Like, yeah, no, I'm not. No.
You just you finna,
But most people just talking though. Most people right now are just talking. They not really like, you know what I'm saying? They not really just like trying to cuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then like the other episode, if you watch the other episode, everybody, like a lot of people play games. Like a lot of dudes, we play games with girls. Like we'll have 5 girlfriends.
But see, I feel like at that point though, do you think that the girl wouldn't know that though?
Hell no.
Why?
They wouldn't. Y'all don't be knowing. Let me tell you something, man. Girls, like I told y'all got to take the power back eventually. But right now, y'all are not in the power. You know what I'm saying? Y'all ain't using y'all power like y'all supposed to. You know what I'm saying? Like a girl y'all supposed to be knowing stuff. But like right now, like everybody can say, oh yeah, women this, yeah, women, y'all are making a lot of money, and there's a lot of independent women at the moment making a lot of money. But y'all don't be knowing a lot of stuff. Sometimes y'all don't.
So, but this is what I'm saying. I'm saying like, okay, if y'all are talking, if there's
Okay, not advice. Keisha, girl, I don't know you. You look beautiful, amazing, you all of that. So this has nothing to do with you. But if you were my friend and I saw this conversation and I don't see your antennas going up and I don't see like she's probably super secure in this relationship, so that's kind of amazing. And hopefully he doesn't cheat and hopefully whatever. But the fact that her antennas, the way my mind is set up, every single antenna would be up. The fact that she's like not actually like it doesn't bother her at all. She's super secure. So period.
a situation to where a girl and a guy is just talking or whatever.
Yeah.
Like I feel like they know, like, what I'm saying, those matter. But if you're in a relationship, then that's different.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like when you start pursuing somebody like, okay, you mine type shit, like why not post them on social media?
Okay, it's 2 things. Either the guy got other situations going on.
Okay, so that's basically what I'm saying.
Yeah, he got other situations going on, and he ain't trying to ruin some of his other. Because I mean, you know what I'm saying, it's some good side bitches out here too, now. There's some good ones, and you ain't trying to lose a good side bitch to a girl that's a main because of other things. Like you can make a girl a main because of other things.
What's your purpose of making her the main bitch then? If you're not trying to lose a side bitch,
she might got main bitch material from later on in my life. I'm sorry, this raw and uncut, and she looking crazy, but that's just how it is. Like a man, sometimes
y'all see how niggas be sounding like, what the hell is y'all talking about?
Because
like,
sometimes we know a girl need to be the main, but we like just right now.
Are y'all? Let me not say are y'all. Do you think I feel like this woman is debating to debate because I think Yanni said this, and I agree. I was like, I feel like you should be taking notes or something. Not you all, but if you're in a relationship with him and he's saying these things, you shouldn't be pushing back. Like you should be like taking notes and saying, "Oh, this is who you are, and this is how you see men." Like I feel like you should be. I feel like you should be like noting this, not pushing back against it. It's not like you're going to change him by pushing back. And oh, that is bad. You think he don't know that? You think they don't know that? Like I feel like at this point you shouldn't be pushing back. You should just be like taking notes and moving accordingly. Like I don't know. It just seems very low frequency for me. Like not in a bad. I mean, I guess in a bad. It seems low frequency for me. So this conversation is like beneath.
It's not the time. Like
that's fair. That's fair. But
I want to keep you though. I want to keep you. Like I'm like I like to be cuddled up with you. You fine. You smell good. You cook good. I like you. The pussy good. But you my main. But I got my little side vibe that you know what I'm saying. I like to go over there and do that too.
You got a side bitch? You got a side bitch?
At the end of the day, you talk about the wrong thing.
No, answer the question.
No.
All right. All right. All right. You're sitting there debating, arguing with people instead of taking notes. Absolutely. No way you gonna sit there. There is absolutely no way you're gonna sit there and think that wasn't a no. That was a no. Sorry. There is nothing he should be able to tell you right now that should indicate that. The only thing he should be saying is, oh, I was trying to pause for dramatic effect so that we can get more views so other people might think I'm cheating. Like, and I'm trying to get the numbers up. That's the only explanation that would suffice.
It's like, no, I don't have a side bitch. I'm talking about other people.
Okay, because you talking like you talking from experience. Something like I thought I was gonna have to, woo. You know what I'm saying?
No, I don't know shit. But at the end of the day, it's okay. Like everybody ain't gonna get posted. You know what I'm saying? And then, like I said, if you a big celebrity, like big celebrities do like little weird stuff, like might post a dude leg because they so popping. They might, you know what I'm saying? They put two and two together.
I feel like certain celebrity couples, that's just what it is. Like certain Dwayne Wade is not hiding that he's married to Gabrielle Union.
But that's the image he's trying to give. He's trying to give family man.
But obviously, too, he's proud to say that this is my wife.
Okay, NBA player.
I feel like certain. I guess it's certain strokes for.
Don't be talking about no rap nigga like this. Different. Our NBA nigga, rap nigga. We on different time. You know what I'm saying?
What does that mean? What you mean?
Dwayne Wade give you good guy. Gabrielle Union. I support my children.
Okay,
Rapper, we talking about we fucking these hoes in the Lambo. Yeah. Give me that pussy. We trying to get pussy. We tricking. We buying Birkins.
Stop saying
pussy.
Because you ain't trying to get shit.
I'm buying Birkins for pussy. I'm just playing. I'm just joking, bro. I'm just joking.
You see? You gotta get it right.
You're not getting me right.
Yeah.
You're not getting me right. I'm just letting you know what it is. Niggas spending the check, you know what I'm saying? That's why I say a lot of girls gotta learn how to play their role for real, because I ain't gonna lie.
That was his full PSA. Yes, I have a side. Yeah. Look, I mean, if you're secure, you're secure. I'm using the word secure and not delusional because secure is secure. Because ain't no way. Absolutely no way.
Nut good for real. We're going out of pockets for a good nut.
I agree.
Okay, then so make us go in our pockets and enjoy it. Stop worrying about if we're gonna post you or not. Get y'all gifts and get the fuck on. We giving you them gifts. This ain't got nothing to do with you though.
But I'm not talking about.
I'm finna say we buy you them gifts so you can get the fuck out.
I'm not talking, but see, no, I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about women who are in those positions. That's given like a temporary situation. I'm talking about these people who claim that they just got a man and they got a bitch or this and that or whatever. Like, damn, like a nigga can't even post you.
No. We might not even really want you like that.
So why are you in a relationship with a person that you don't really want?
Because we want you something. We want the option. People like the option. I'm sorry, that's just the hard truth.
People or men?
Girls do it too. Girls will text 5 niggas and check all 5 of them niggas.
Yes, but is she in a relationship with all 5?
Yes, people be in relationships. Like outside of this little perfect little stuff we got going on out there in the real world.
Perfect little stuff.
Motherfuckers is dating 5 motherfuckers. Like have 5 girlfriends and 5
dating,
boyfriends.
Yes, but when you say relationship
and dating is the same to me.
No, I don't think that's the same.
What's the difference?
Dating is like, okay, you can go date 5, you can go date multiple people, and ain't nobody. You really have to answer to nobody. A relationship though is saying, hey, you are mine, I am yours. This is not. We're not going outside of this relationship. We're not going outside of this right here. What we got going on. We together.
I'm in a relationship with them. You sure if you say it?
We together.
I'm saying, but you could be in a relationship with 5 bitches. If I wasn't with you, I'd have a relationship with like 10 girls.
No, you wouldn't.
I swear to God.
No, you wouldn't.
Before I was with you.
Wait, how are you? Sorry, this is actually kind of frustrating. How are you telling him, no, you wouldn't? Like this, someone is literally sitting in front of you saying, if I weren't in a relationship with you, I would be with 5 women. Why are you sitting there saying, no, you wouldn't? No, you wouldn't. I know you. What? High on the like. This feels like this woman is like absolutely not about to see this man. Like this is also bad. Like, not only in the negative, I feel like even in the positive, when you're with someone, you should try to actually know the person. Like, actually know, don't like idealize the person. Know the person, listen to the person, figure out who you're with. The idea that you're just sitting here saying, no, you wouldn't, after he's like literally telling you what he would do, you're about to. I'm pretty sure Yanni played the part where he said that he used to do it and you said, "Oh yeah, I used to watch you do it. I was your friend." I'm pretty sure Yanni played that part. So what do you mean? No, he wouldn't. He's done it in the past. What do you mean? Like, I'm so confused. This is so annoying too. Trying to cheat on the test, can't concentrate. With Magnet. He is a cretin. He shouted out that his side chick knows her role. Oh, period. That's what I heard. That is what I heard. Stars above the Emerald Forest. Mushmouth talks with his little man. Great podcast. His little man. That's my man. Yeah, please like the video.
Before I was with you, I had relationships with 4 or 5 girls before.
No, you wouldn't.
Yes, I did.
He be capped.
I'm not capped. I'm just being real.
He don't even.
It's, it was annoying.
He despised bitches.
Bitches
Like,
do get on my nerves. Bitches do get on my nerves.
Like,
Bitches get on my nerves. But I'm saying I was.
Wait, what? This is kind of insane, actually. Like the fact that she's speaking for him and saying, "No, you wouldn't. You haven't done it. You don't even like women. Women get on your nerves." First of all, we need to get into the women get on your nerves bit. We need to get into that because you're with someone that women get on their nerves. So I'm assuming you're not like other girls. Period. Keisha is not like other girls, and this is not a drag to her. I'm here. So he doesn't like women. He's engaged to you. I'm assuming you're a woman. You are saying no, you wouldn't. You would never date. You wouldn't date multiple women, and he's saying I've done it. I've done it in the past, and if I weren't with you, I would have done it. And she's saying, no, 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 you would, no, you wouldn't. I'm confused. So, like, vetting is probably not that difficult. Vetting is probably not that difficult. I just feel like people just don't want to hear any of this. Like, I feel like y'all don't want to hear any of this then. Because he's like telling her in her face that I have done this. I would do this if not for you, which means I'm in my mind, I'm still doing it with you, but because I'm here with you, I'm going to tell you I'm not doing it. And you're sitting there saying, no, you wouldn't. He's telling you that he would. You are saying, no, he wouldn't. He told you he's done it in the past, and you say, no, he didn't. All right. This seems like a weird. This seems like a very weird position to take. Like, I'm not sure what you're defending right now. Like, you're not defending your ego. At least he gives you your ego. He's saying, you have changed me. I don't know why you would believe that. Like, it must be some kind of ego to believe that you actually changed someone. Like, he was, because, like, in her mind, she's like, no, you didn't. No, you haven't. You're a good person, blah, blah, blah. But he's telling you, no, I have done this. I would have done it and I would continue to do it if not for you. So I'm making you the person who have changed me. And you're like, no, 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 no. I think you know somewhere deep down, this lady, that if that is who he is, you didn't change him. I think so. You have to make yourself believe that's not who he is, because in his mind, this is my observation. In his mind, he thinks he's giving her credit for changing him. And so she's better than every other woman he's been with. And so he's pedestalizing her to make her feel like she's better than everyone else, right? She, in real time, and I think subconsciously realizing, nah, I don't have the power to change you. I don't know. Usually women that I've seen usually accept that compliment and pretend that they've changed the man, and then later find out they didn't change the man. The man was still cheating. But She's saying, no, you're not. You didn't do this. You don't even like women. I'm the exception, but you don't like women. You wouldn't cheat on me. You don't cheat on other people. You wouldn't date multiple people. Because I think she knows somewhere deep down that if that is who he is, she didn't actually change him. That's kind of what I'm figuring out right now. This could all not be true. This is just my observation of what is happening.
Was in a relationship with a girl, right? And she was the main, of course. But then, like, when she started really bothering me, and it started like, okay, cool. The other girls, I make them feel like they were my girl too.
But you were dating.
Well, I was with, but I had a main though.
So you had a bitch.
I had a bitch.
I mean, I definitely was there. I was there when you cheated on all the bitches. Like,
okay, then.
I'm glad you got it out because I ain't going. I'm not going.
Okay. This is her accepting his position. After fighting him to tell him, no, you didn't, no, you didn't, no, you didn't, she accepts, yeah, you did. And I was there when you were cheating on other women. All right, this is weird. If you were there while he was cheating with other women, when he was in a relationship, that's a weird dynamic in and of itself, but whatever. Why were you telling him, no, he didn't cheat? Wait, why were you telling him, no, he didn't cheat, when you are now saying you were there watching him do it and you were happy he got that out of his system? The fact that y'all think this is an out of his system kind of thing where people can have that on and off switch in how they behave and their character is really strange to me, because I think character is about self-control and persistent self-control. It is a muscle you train when it comes to controlling yourself and integrity. I don't think you can just switch that on and off. But if that's how y'all operate, then that's how you operate. I'm not about to change your mind. I don't give advice. So, period. Maybe you believe he can turn it on and off like a switch, and maybe you think it is in some time he was like getting it out of his system, and now he's with you, it's out of his system. Period. My confusion is why you were sitting there telling him that he didn't do what he said he did, which is cheated on his girlfriend at the time with other women. Why would you say he didn't do that while now you're admitting to have been around and being his friend while he was cheating on other women, and you saw it? Now you're saying, thankful you've got that out of your system. Why? Absolutely, why would you be telling him that he didn't do it when you said you watched him do it? All right.
Period.
You
So
would.
Go for what?
We ain't gonna talk about it.
Go for what? No, let's talk about it. Put it out on the table.
You're not gonna leave me if I cheat on you.
You're stupid.
You're not leaving.
Stupid.
You're not leaving
You're
me if I cheat on
stupid.
you. You're not.
You're stupid.
You're not leaving.
You're crazy.
I've been with you so long.
Okay, try it. Try it. We'll see.
You're not leaving me if I cheat on you.
You're crazy. You want to cheat on me?
You're not leaving me.
Do you want to cheat on me?
I don't want to cheat on you, but you're not leaving me if I cheat on you.
You're crazy. And the thing about it is,
I don't spend too much money for
I don't give a fuck. That's your problem. Because guess what? I'm not even going. Let me tell you something. You cheat, I'm not even finna be on no rah rah da da da. I'm gonna be so player. I'm gonna be so player about this shit. I swear, like I'm not even gonna be like motherfucker. I'm not doing none of that crazy bitch shit. I'm going to literally leave in the middle of the night like a thief in the night. I'm telling you, you're gonna come home one day and think everything is goddamn good, and my shit is gonna be gone.
I don't believe that.
You're never gonna.
Well, in my mind, we gonna see what gonna happen. Let me subscribe. Let me subscribe. I'm so messy. I actually want to subscribe because I actually want to know how this is gonna turn out. Because in my mind, this is true. In my mind, he already cheating. I might be wrong. All right, period.
Gonna be able to locate.
I don't believe that.
Okay.
I'm the one.
You the one that's about to get left, nigga.
You would never leave me if I cheat on you.
That's like me saying you would never leave me if I would cheat on you.
I don't know.
You are a cat right now.
I don't know.
Like,
I'm just being realistic. If you ever cheated on me, I'd be like, damn, man, that fucked up, but shit.
Oh, he's insane. First of all, you're a Gemini.
No, I'm saying we'll take a break for sure. I'm gonna go get some pussy, but I'm gonna come back. I might.
I don't even want to cheat.
But if you cheated, I'm gonna go get some pussy. I'll be back though. I'll be back. Your shit that fire. I'll be back.
Well, tell the whole world how you really feel.
What? I'll let you. I'll let you. I'll let you.
No, you talking about your shit that fire. Yeah, ladies, you heard it from the man himself.
I was lying. I wouldn't. That's how we before we break. I never cheat. I mean, if you cheat on me, I'm gonna break your damn neck.
This man cheating. Ain't no way. There is zero way. You're not about to convince me. He just gassed her up. The only way you gas someone up like this is after. He said, I won't leave if you cheat. I don't believe that, but I think he's saying that just to cushion the blow. Like, I shouldn't be putting this out there because, like, I don't know if he cheated, but like, it's giving very much. It's giving very much. It's giving. I cheated. I'm probably still cheating. And when you find out, I want you to remember that I said if you cheated on me, I would leave and come back. So when you leave, you can come back now. Because it's not you complimenting her saying, this is why I would come back. I'm reading cheating. I don't know anything about relationships, by the way. Please don't. This is all joke to me because most of the time I don't even understand what's happening and what they're talking about. It's probably my accent. I'm obviously Jamaican. A lot of people don't understand me. Half the time I don't know what they're saying. He just gave the reason women don't leave time. He just gave the reason women don't leave time. I don't understand this. Hurry up and eat, and I feel like I'm slow. Off the rails we go. Period. Oh hell, there is wrong with these two. What the actual F? Yeah, no. I mean, I don't know what kind of relationship this is, but period. Why are we in these two single people's? I don't know why we're in their negotiations, girl. I don't know. I don't know why, but we definitely are in the mid. They're in the middle of negotiating the relationship. I mean, they are engaged, but I think they're still figuring this out. So, period.
I'm gonna break your neck. I'm taking all the Birkins with me. I'm gonna give them to my mom.
Boy, them Birkins gonna be gone.
No.
Understand me?
No, I'm taking them.
We're about to take a quick break, so you know what I'm saying. Go re-up on your drinks. You know what I'm saying. Go re-up on your. We're gonna drop it down right here for you guys.
They likes a lot. That's cheating because I'm trying to get that girl attention.
Yeah.
But if it's a girl that me and you both follow, she done been around us at the same time. Like, you know, I might like a B Simone picture. I'm proud of B Simone. Somebody I'm proud of that we done came up with. You know what I'm saying? We both follow them. But if I'm on like a random that they might follow you, but they don't follow me, and I'm liking them, I'm trying to get their attention. That's kind of cheating.
I think social media done got a lot of people caught up, for sure. Like even with even with my past relationships before you or whatever, that's how I feel.
You never been in a relationship before me. You never did anything before me. I took your virginity.
The Geminis. You see how they're sick? Geminis are crazy. But no, literally, no. I know that's right. Okay, I ain't never had no boyfriend. I don't know what an ex is. No. Okay, but seriously, social media is how you find out that a person is cheating.
For sure.
You know?
Yeah.
It just depends because
some niggas gotta be smart.
Because even if again, like I said, all these situations are not necessarily pertaining to us or whatever. But if I see if I know if you have a known couple, right, or you know that these two people are in a relationship, and you go see that man liking a picture of a bitch who got her ass and titties out,
that's crazy.
That's gonna be like, oh,
that's crazy. That's crazy.
Okay, so you think that's crazy?
I ain't gonna lie, that's why a lot of girls lately. That's why I'm rubbing my head. These girls be pissing me off lately because I just was talking to a girl, bro. And she was saying it, yeah, I been seeing my man up under this, and it's like, girl, you lame as hell. At least sometimes it got to get to a point where girl, at least stop being lame. Stop going for anything. You know what I'm saying? If you see a dude liking a girl pictures, ass out and all that, and y'all dating and y'all in a relationship, all right, now you just being lame as hell. Now you just going for anything. You know what I'm saying?
I think a lot of times too, these dudes, they use. I'm sorry, I keep on saying dudes because I feel like
Not my son. Hey, Keisha. I think I've missed you. I don't think I've seen you in a while. Welcome back. If you've been here, I apologize for not seeing. because I haven't seen you in a while. I don't think I too do not give advice, but Keisha, girl, period. I'm so. But to be fair, I will say this: I don't understand their dynamics. I've never. I'm actually put off, but intrigued, and I don't kind of understand why it is. Like, it feels like they're talking about like a meaningful topic about relationship dynamic, but I don't know why it's not clicking for me, and like why I don't fully understand what their positions are. Like I kind of understand her I don't know. I don't. Period. She's not like other girls. That's all I know.
I feel like men cheat more than women. Do you agree with that? Who do you think cheats more?
I don't know no more. Cause these girls so sneaky these days. Like now it's just like cause girls do it like they'll do it like this. Like, okay, a girl will be with a dude, right? But then like they know the relationship bad. But don't get me wrong, the nigga is messing up. The nigga's messing up.
So you about to prove
But,
you
but hold on.
about to prove what I'm about to say.
On the way out of the relationship, before they told the nigga that it was done, they'll go get that pussy up. That's
okay,
cheating.
but you see what you just yes, that's cheating. I'm not saying that women don't cheat. I'm saying that from a woman's perspective, women, we are very emotional.
For sure.
We have we want to be attached. You know, we're gonna be very sensitive, all of that stuff like that or whatever. So I feel like when we get into a relationship with you, we really like your ass. You know, we really like you.
I hate when you say we though, because I'm telling you guys, before I was dating this woman, I was with a lot of women. They not like you. Like you got that old like granny, like you got that old soul, like you all nice and you be like you be, oh, I want to ride with you. Or like even when you like not she do this.
There are plenty of women in the world
it's not.
that feel
All right, this is weird. You have that granny persona. The women I was with wasn't like you. But you just said, sorry, I shouldn't be reading this much into it because earlier he said that you would keep someone around who you probably see as like wifey, quote unquote, material, but then you will go out and get the women who are like not like that. So was he? It feels like he's talking about his current relationship, or maybe he's like at the place now where he can be in a relationship with the person he sees as wifey material, because he definitely was explaining about men, maybe not himself, but men will keep a main around while they go and have fun because the main have all these good qualities that they want. And when you express to your partner that they have like a granny, I don't know. When you describe the thing that you like about the person as a granny persona, it feels like you're like, I like this, it's comfortable, it's good, and it should be there, but it doesn't sound like the thing that you want currently. Like, I don't think I would describe it as a granny. The descriptor of like a granny persona is like, I like you for stability, but it doesn't sound like the look. I'm reading too much into this. And by the way, this is definitely what I do when I watch couples do podcasting because I find it super interesting. Like in my mind, I am a psychologist, but yeah, the answer is women. We are better at it. Period.
Listen, they might not do the same things that I'm doing, but I'm talking about as far as when we have feelings, when our feelings is in the situation, we're fucking with you.
Yeah, but I'm talking about, but listen, with you though, this is what I'm saying. Dating you, right? Even when you be acting dry, you still be wanting to be up under me, or you want to ride in the car with me, or you want to go out to eat, you want some time. You know what I'm saying? Every girl ain't like that. I know girls that can get everything they want from a man, but if her and her homegirls go out and they see that nigga that they've been wanting to see,
his character is Chris Tucker. Like, no, here's the thing. As I'm watching him elevate her in the way that this kind of elevation, I don't know how to understand it. Like, oh, let me ask, do you guys like to be propped up above other people? Like, I don't know. Maybe I don't fully understand it, but it feels like, and overemphasis on how much better she is than other women. And I don't actually, this is a personal note that might not have anything to do with this. I don't actually believe love happens or can happen. There are different kinds of love, but like romantic love can happen in comparison to, right? I think you love someone and you choose to be with them and commit to them, and you like them sort of in isolation and not in comparison to. Because, like, you can never be prettier than every woman. You can never be sexier than every woman. You cannot be kinder than, like, there's always someone that's better. So if the way he's describing her is in relation to other women and how much better she is than other women, it feels highly inappropriate, and I don't fully understand why. But I do understand how that could feed into someone's ego. I don't think that's a good thing, but that's like my personal fruitcake opinion. Not really important here. 1 minute she wifey, next she granny. This after treats of violence, next threat of violence, next stop ancestral tree. Right? I ignored the violence bit. We're like, if you do this, I'm like, all right, y'all think this is joke. These threats are joke and sexy, but all right. Hello, stop going for just anything. He's literally talking to her. Then again, water seeks its own level. This is embarrassing on 10 different levels. I'm drinking bourbon out the bottle listening to these two. It's kind of rough. It is kind of. Return of the Mac. Oh, Return of the Mac. I like that name. Thank you. People like pushing or kicking over pedestals. No thanks.
And it's one of them nights, and they get enough drinks in them, they gonna be like, damn, bitch, I fucked up and fucked that nigga.
But listen though, if a woman has a good man though, the chances are very low on that.
But it's
ain't no. What I'm saying is, it's not necessarily in a woman's nature to just go out there and just go cheat on a nigga. But it's in y'all nature to do that shit, and I don't know why. Why do men cheat?
You delusional.
How am I delusional?
You're delusional, bro.
I feel like men cheat way more than women.
Man, I don't know, because I know girls.
Women cheat for get back. Women cheat.
Themis, is the link only for moderators? It says I've been blocked. Did I say or do? Wait, no, you shouldn't have been blocked. I don't know. The link is for everyone. Let me drop it again. No, the link is for everyone. Please, 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 click the link and bring your opinions. I'm sorry, you shouldn't have been blocked. He was literally able to finesse her into feeling superior to other women. The bar is in Hades at this point. Black women are all thumbs when it comes to dating. The thing is, it feels like if you accept the position that you are better than other women, that's why he's with you, then you also have to accept if he cheat or leave you for someone better, then that's fine, because the reason you were selected, it's because you were better than other women. So it feels odd to. Anyway, I don't want to get into like these people's relationship in that way. I'm fully in it. They made this public so we can critique it. So it is what it is. Hey, Koja.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you? Oh, this is the first time I've ever seen your face, I think.
Oh, let me calm down.
What do you
I was
have
out
for
here.
us?
This happens because women, no matter how self-actualized we say we are, need to judge themselves in relation to other women. He done made her. That's her son. That lady saying, "Not my son, not my son, not my son." And she's saying, "Listen, your son bad as hell." And she's saying, "Not my son, not my son, not my man, not my son." But really, he done put her in the position of mother, and you cannot have sex with your mother. She gonna wash his drawers. She gonna have missionary sex with him. She gonna look good to his friends. And he gonna go out there and cheat with the real Keisha. Not that Keisha. The real Keisha he like. Sorry. And if she wanna settle for that, being his mother and his wifey, it's okay. But he telling her face, I'm cheating on you. I ain't stopped doing this. So I mean, because women feel the need to want to be above other women. And she
Yeah.
acting like his mama. And he gonna
Yeah.
cheat on her and rebel. But that's what kids do. We rebel against our parents.
Wait, were you the person who said not his son? Because that's what I thought when I read the comment where it was like, it feel like it's deep denial. Like this person is literally telling you what he will do, and is doing and have done. And you're like, nope, nope, you've never done that. Nope, nope, you never, no, you would never, you would never. I'm like, not, what do you mean? He has done it.
It
He
ain't
will do it.
even not my man, not my man, not my man. Cause he done went past mama and said grandma. So his mama must have raised him. So I don't care how pretty she is to somebody else or whatever, because she may be beautiful, signing sex to other people. That's his grandma, not even his mama. His mama probably was a bad bitch, and now he done put her in grandma role because mama was out in them streets.
Not in them streets. Theme is based on his character. Do you fear violence against her? So I don't know. I don't actually put violent character on people unless I see outward expression of aggression. But by the way, this is why I say vetting is really difficult. I think it would be highly inappropriate for me to say, like, I don't know. But I just want to hear you say character, fear, and oh, I should have read the whole thing. Character, fear, violence. Sorry, go ahead, Koja.
That's all that. That's her son, and if she want to be his mama, I mean his grandma, that's her grandson. You know, when the mama was out in the streets playing, and she ain't had time to raise her kids, but she gonna raise her grandkids. His mama gonna raise the grandkids. She gonna be done slowed down by then. But she just being his mama, and if she want to settle for that, she can settle for that, because some people like the status of I'm the main chick or I'm wifey, because we measure ourselves in relation to other women, and that's a flex on another woman. Yeah, you might be a side chick, but I'm the main chick, and
yeah,
I'm a little bit jealous. I want to be the only one. You know, some people may settle for that, but I would want to be the only one.
Yeah,
And so
look, people are like, oh, being the main is somehow better or amazing, and that's such a weird position for me. For in my mind, when people are like, oh my god, you're the main, so he actually loves and cares about you, but the other
he
people are just
triangulating these women. He
yeah.
triangulating hug. It's the style. This basic triangle, kindergarten triangulation 101. We got the bad bitch against the grandma. I guess
Yeah.
mama gonna step in there some type of way. But
And much like bikes on Granny's summer lawn, side chicks are strong about all and still spinning. Y'all play too
and he
much.
really love his boys. He don't have no respect. His real relationship and his real soulmate is his boys. Because he already said he don't really have no respect. She said he don't even like women. So we just gonna leave that there, and I'm gonna finish pulling these weeds out here.
All
But
right, thank you so much.
let me show y'all my little piece of where all my snakes at here.
Oh, oh wait. Oh wait, is that yours?
Yeah, this my proposed organic farm, and this my turmeric done came back to life.
Oh, that is
And
amazing, actually.
yeah, so down here in Florida with the snakes, so I'm gonna let y'all tap out.
I don't have a green thumb. Anything I try to grow dies. But that is amazing.
All right, go on and get back to these women. Bye bye.
Bye. Thank you for coming up. That is amazing. I had a time thing, times it's like a bush and it died. I didn't even know anyway, I didn't know how to even grow anything. That is amazing. I actually have tremendous respect for like growing plants.
Cheaper for revenge.
I know a girl right now cheating. Got a good dude. She ain't got no proof that this dude is cheating on her. He just ain't having the funds at the moment.
Okay,
he gonna get him.
Okay, she's a fucked up individual for that.
But I know so many girls like that.
But I don't feel like the masses of what I'm saying is I'm not saying that those women don't exist. I do.
It's a lot of them though.
I do think that women exist like that or whatever because they do be. It's some women that don't want to get married. They don't want to be in a relationship. They rather just hoe. It's like that. But what I'm saying is I don't feel like the masses of the women You know, women, period. I don't feel like we just gonna come out of the gate and just be like, yeah, we finna cheat just for no fucking reason. Cause I feel like we're more so we get with a nigga because of our emotions. Our emotions is running through us crazy. So when we really feeling you, like we really fucking.
Hi, return off the Mac. What do you have for us?
Oh shoot, I'm here. Hi. Yeah, okay. So I had a question for you, Themis, regarding
Go ahead.
this. Not the smartest person in the world. Would you consider this? I don't know if you even feel qualified to answer this. Do you feel like what he's doing is an example of negging?
No, not directly. I understand why you would say it. I think negging would be more directly insulting and then complimenting. I think it would be more direct. I think what he's doing, if I were to like give my opinion, well, I'm giving my opinion, is he's softening the blow for when it comes out that he's cheating. I don't know if this man is cheating, but I don't know. I will put that out there again. I do not know. But in my opinion, everything he does indicate to me that he is attempting to soften the blow that he cheating. Sorry, go ahead. Return off the Mac. I muted you because there's an echo when I talk.
Oh, sorry, it might be my because it was like the backhanded kind of compliment, the granny reference. So okay, I understand what you're saying. I think I just listening to this, and I think the most disturbing part about this is the fact that this is not an atypical interaction between Black couples. Like this is like if you see another Black couple just going back and forth on this type of stuff, you wouldn't be surprised because the dysfunction in Black relationships is so normalized that we don't even see anything wrong with it. It's like we've grown kind of like we've become desensitized to dysfunction because it's just an everyday part of quote unquote Black love. And when I hear this man was literally able to finesse his way into taking her mind off of what she asked him, which I don't see why she needed to ask him because he was just literally telling you, in my opinion, not accusing, just saying.
Wait, I disagree there. I don't think there is at any point at which um he has made her change her mind on anything. I think he is very overtly like if he's not cheating, I would be surprised. I think he's done everything in this interview but say, "Look, I'm cheating on you." I feel like I think he's done everything in this interview, the podcast, besides saying, "Look, I am either cheating on you or I'm thinking about cheating on you." And she's like, "No, you're not. You have never cheated. You don't cheat. You're not a cheater." Like he's like, "You were there when I was cheating. Like you can't say I've never cheated. You were literally there while I was cheating." And he's like, "Nope, nope. She's saying no. You've never cheated. You don't cheat. You don't cheat. You don't cheat." And he's like, "You were there." And then her conclusion to that point is, "Oh, I'm glad I was there. I'm glad you got that out of your system." Did you forget he was cheating? Like, I'm confused. How are you up here arguing with this man about his past that you witnessed? Did you like forget? Sorry, go ahead. You're muted.
Yeah, she knows, but I think we do know most of the time in these relationships, but we want to feel special. Like when he said, "Nah, you're not like these other girls," she was like, and he said, "You got the bomb." It's just the level of disrespect we accept from that Black women just allow on public platforms. This man to make comments about her, sexually in that way, and she was really proud of it. And that, I think I'm gonna go because it's just I could go on for like days talking about everything that is wrong with this. I appreciate your content. I always learn something when I watch your shows, so I really appreciate you having me up.
I appreciate you coming up and thank you so much. I didn't think about negging, but I think the pink pill gave a video on negging.
Okay,
Bye.
bye. Thank you.
He is a Gemini. He has the ability to get to levels. It's that dark twin. He is a DL king, fully blowing smoke up. I I think women, in my experience, which is not a lot, when I hear women say, "Oh, my men don't like women," the man is usually cheating. when whenever I have never, and none of these people were my friends in my undergraduate career. Whenever someone come up and said or said anything about, "Oh, my man does not like women," I'm like, you are saying that to justify you being with them and thinking you're special, and they probably told you that. That literally does not make sense, but you are accepting it because it make you feel good. And the reason they would tell you something like that is to control you and your perception of them and what they do. I have never ever witnessed someone, and I've heard this so many times, I've never witnessed someone who said, "My man does not like women," and their man wasn't cheating on them with women. Like, I have never seen it, but period. They gave roommate vibes. She seemed like a really cool friend to me too. The men who don't want to get married are upset women are dating and exploring the other relationships. Right? Uh, the antidote. How are you? You're muted if you're trying to speak.
Oh, sorry about that, Eunice.
Oh no,
I
you're
just
fine.
came up with this gal I made. She a chocho, she a potato, she a cocoa. This gal
Much
I
of
made.
Mr. Headman, me never see somebody so no, let me not use that word. It's just weird to watch.
I think because I think I read somewhere that he proposed to her.
Yeah,
I just
they're
think
engaged.
I wouldn't call it desperate, but I think she's severely insecure and she lacks self-confidence and self-worth. It's quite unfortunate that, you know, the world of podcast allow anyone to sit up on the podcast and spew BS. And I think it's worse because these people influence children. You know, children's mind are like mashed potato.
Not like
It goes
mashed
where you want.
potato. Talk about that. I need a sweet potato pudding. Sorry, I don't know why that just came up in my head, and I shouldn't have said it out loud. I was like, I need to order some sweet potato.
I hope it's Jamaican sweet potato, my love.
Not you. Demons make the accent come out. Period. It come out, man. Me can't chat. Me can't chat patois.
Oh
Sorry.
God, it is quite unfortunate, because I think her status of fiance has severely influenced even further because she's saying, "Well, I'm close to being wife. Clearly, I'm different. He didn't marry anyone else. He never proposed to anybody else. There has to be something special." I think the beanie on her head is closing up her ear holes, so she can't really hear. So I don't even know if I want to blame her. If she take the beanie off, maybe she will hear clearly what he is saying. I don't really
I
want it to come up here to roast this
no
young
no
lady,
no.
but Lord God.
I think I so I don't know. This is why limerence is important. Um I don't know necessarily if she is even aware of um if she's even aware of kind of how much she's sidestepping and denying his reality. And I don't, even if he's not cheating, I don't think this is good. Like, if you're
Mm-hmm.
with someone, you have to accept them. Like, you not even accept them, you have to know them, or at least try to know them. And I've failed at this. Um, but like when you're with someone, like you should try to get to know them and not just like have like an idea of them that you want and completely ignore who they really are. I don't think you can actually love someone who you don't know and who you don't try to get to know.
I 100% agree with you. I think she's definitely in love with the idea of what they can become and the idea of what the public see as opposed to what the reality is. And it's unfortunate she's living in delusion. And I think it's going to take something severe for her to really realize um, the consequence of her actions, what those are going to be. I really do hope that she's able to sooner or later realize that the position in which she plays is non-beneficial to her and her mental state. I feel like this is how women end up being very ill. And I was listening to the Queen Maker, Prince Sella. I recommend everyone to check her channel out as well. But she also spoke about being careful about who the men are that you sleep with, simply because the character of the men, the energy, the spiritual aspect of the men are released into the woman, and they are not realizing that they are changing who they are and becoming locked into who this man is. So she, in essence, is losing her creativity and losing herself and becoming exactly who he desires. And he knows that. And I think she's embarrassed because it's all playing out on the internet, but she's not going to say, oh, yes, I know, it's the truth. She's going to deny it because it gives her some sanity.
Yeah. The funny thing is, I like that there are people on YouTube speaking about like spirituality. I don't, obviously, because I know nothing. But I do actually find that fascinating. So thank you.
Yeah, before I go, Famous, you don't remember my voice.
If me not remember your voice.
You don't
Wait,
remember me.
why you don't put me on the spot? Who is this?
Wait a minute, Timas. Is you not the one who tell me say, oh my God, I just love your voice. You have to email me. You know, say no respond to my email, Mr. Timas.
Let's get big on the screen so I can get this drag. First of all, I still love your voice. Second of all, no, I didn't see an email.
Okay, I'll
What did
re-email
I
you.
tell
That's
you to
fine.
email me about?
It was to do the be the voice of your book, my dear.
Oh, that's probably why. Because I haven't finished my editing. Well, I don't know if that's why, but I finished writing my manuscript, but I haven't edited it.
All right. Well, I'm loving your show. As always, it's 1:40 in London. I'm staying up tonight. I missed too much lives. I ain't waking up in the morning.
Can you email me again? This time I will respond to your email. Can you make the subject line something like voice for the book? Because there are a couple of people that I want to like do separate parts because it's like almost 100,000 words.
Okay, I would most definitely do that. I enjoy the show. Continue with it. I'll be in the chat reading and laughing my butt off.
All right. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.
Bye. Not y'all calling me out. Y'all will not let your foot take your foot off my neck. Y'all will not. Y'all will not stop taking your foot off my necks.
With you. But if a woman gets to a point to where she feels like she want to step out of her relationship, I'm not talking about the women who just around here just fucking niggas and don't care. I'm talking about the women who's really in a
Let's
relationship.
disagree.
I feel like they are doing that
because
they're doing that because of revenge.
No, because I ain't gonna
You
lie.
just said it though.
Yeah, but I ain't gonna lie.
You just said it.
No,
He just said it.
no.
You did.
No.
Yes, you did.
No.
Rewind the tape. He just said. He's talking about because dudes do be messing up. He said because dudes do be messing up.
Okay, now I'm putting it all on the line. This girl has been around. This is my camera, right? This girl done been around girls that have been like, then sat around her and said, "Oh, I love this nigga," and literally go fuck with other niggas and go fly to go see other niggas while they talking about this one nigga. It have been girls that you done hung around for years of girls that you done been cool with.
Whisper to me who you talking about.
I ain't gonna say that.
I'm saying put the phone because I want to know who you talking about. Huh?
It's 4 or 5 of them. We'll talk about it later.
I don't know who you talking about.
It was recent too. There's been girls that be talking about one particular. All your friends, they be talking about.
I don't even have that many girlfriends.
Yes, you do.
Girlfriends?
I can tell you.
Tell me one.
By the way, this is my first time watching all of this. The fact that she's like, I don't have girlfriends. Yeah, I told y'all she was not like other girls. Period.
Best girlfriend that I have right now.
They do shit like that?
One best girlfriend that I have right now. Who? I can't hear you. You suck at whispering. What? he suck at whispering. Like, okay. I cannot hear.
All right, cuz I just don't want it to get there. They don't want to hear my phone when they see this. At the end of the day,
type it out.
I'm gonna type out all of them.
Because first of all, I don't even like. Majority of my friends are gay. They're gay males. Like, okay. I don't even.
I done heard all these girls, and we done been around these people, and these just people, and these are old friends and all. But look. Those people, I've heard them talk about one in particular person.
But these are bad examples. These girls are... Listen, no. The reason why they're bad examples is because they can talk about one specific...
She didn't die.
Listen, they can talk about one specific person, but at the end of the day, they're not in relationships with these people. Or if they were in relationships, guess what? You know why they talking? They going out and go flying out with niggas because the nigga not doing them right.
So why can't you just leave a nigga?
I'm not saying why. I'm not saying that they
leave a nigga, ladies.
They should do that.
Ladies, why y'all can't leave a nigga?
They should do that.
So don't talk about niggas like shit. Niggas, we having shit. We fucking and we paying for y'all hoes to get the fuck out. Real niggas, we running shit. We paying and y'all bitches get the fuck out. Bitch, here go a Chanel bag. Get out. I'm finna get my other bitch in here. The other girls, your friends, they talking about some. I love so and so, even though he made me look stupid. But then they be like, oh, what's your color? Flying me out, corny bitch. That's a corny bitch.
So speaking about getting flown out.
Drop a 1 if you would be comfortable with your partner referring to other women like this. Drop a 1 if you're okay with it and a 2 if you wouldn't. So a 1 if you're okay with it and a 2 if you wouldn't. I won't make a judgment. I don't think it's right for me to make a judgment on this, but like is it like you can disrespect everyone but just don't disrespect me? Because like it's weird to do that because I don't think character is something you turn on and off. I feel like it's something consistent, and I feel like he'll refer to you exactly the same when you're not around. I could be wrong. I don't know these people, and it's like not my place. Again, I keep saying that, but it seems odd to like be with someone who will dog. Here's another phrase I learned: dog out other people, women, and you think they won't do the same to you, or like someone who is just mean and disrespectful and disgusting, essentially. And you are okay with it because it's not aimed at you. And I feel like it's not aimed at you yet. There will come a time when it will be aimed at you. Like, I'm not saying to completely change someone because you shouldn't. It's just, why would you be with someone who speak that kind of way? Someone keeps saying they need the link. I've been dropping the link in the chat. Just click the link. I dropped it in the chat. Anyone can come up.
Do you think that men feel like if they fly a girl out, that they should be flying them out, that they supposed to have sex with them?
For sure.
They got to give up that
if you
pussy.
get on that motherfucking plane and then you touch down and you ain't giving that pussy, bitch, I got you a return flight before you even put your bag down. That pussy be trying to get wet.
So, ladies, here's the thing.
I'm wrong. I'll take you to get some food first. But that pussy, you coming about that motherfucking pussy.
This is my thing. This is the thing. Ladies.
I want to apologize. Again, have never seen this. The only place I saw part of it is on Yana's stream, and she obviously didn't play this part because she's obviously smart enough to not play this part. I would bail, but I won't right now. Please hit the link and come up so we can talk and ignore them. Because period. I this is kind of repulsive to me. Like, and my standards for friendships aren't the same for everyone. I don't think it's also right for me to like put my standard and way of speaking to other people and critique them. But like I can't even if you're shouting and yelling and cursing, like I would never ever 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 just be friends with you. Like I can't do it. Like I literally can't. And that's probably wrong. And another part of me, I'm putting it out there, but this seems so annoying. Like this language seems so annoying. Hey Paris, how are you?
Hi, Davis.
How are you today, tonight?
Well, I finally caught a live. I know everybody's been saying these lives have been all over the place, or sometimes I'm just getting off work or about to do something. I keep missing it, so I've been watching replays, and I still have a few to catch up on. But I feel like, okay, light skin Keisha, and we're gonna go there. It's Virgo behavior. I'm a Virgo. How she's acting is kind of how we are, where it's like, oh, okay, yeah. Because she already knows. We talked about boundaries. Boundaries are for you and not necessarily how you react to other things. You can project and tell the person to warn them, these are my boundaries. If you cross them, I will do this. Or you can just say, okay, well, if you do that, I'm just going to go. Which is why I feel like she was saying, oh, yeah, you can try that, but I already know what I'm going to do. And I've dealt with people like that.
Wait,
Okay.
wait on that, because I if that is true, I hope that is true. I'm here for it. But isn't it a fundamental character flaw to say if you flew some woman out to meet you and they won't do that with you, you would send them back and you won't engage? I'm not saying you have to keep them there or whatever, but doesn't that seem odd to you? Like it feels like it's someone that you shouldn't be with. Like it feels like a bad character. And I could explain why I don't want to, because like I don't want to get into like disrespecting people in that way, but it just seems like someone who is just an awful human being. First, why are you flying someone out without making it clear what it is that you expect from them? Two, if you do, why would you then sort of try to disrespect them or like treat them like they're only there for that thing? And maybe they are, but like I think you would want, they should know that before they even get on a plane. Also, I don't advocate people getting on planes to go see people.
I agree. Um, I feel like the flued out culture is that way, anyways. So it is uncouth and as raunchy and disgusting as it sounds. I feel like that is the flued out behavior. And the only people that don't adhere to that culture are people who are trying to get in that culture or new to it, whatever. But I feel like, unfortunately, it is a lot of sex workers and sex work. So they kind of already know what to expect when they're going. So the way he's talking, he's saying that. Who knows if he has experience with all that or not? Because I don't even know who this guy is. I know who she is though. But also, there's a level of, while he's saying all of these things, I feel like she's allowing him to get out of pocket and talk a certain way. And it's like, when she's saying, oh, no, you wouldn't, it's because she knows he's not capable of doing some of the things he wants to do, or he's trying to make himself sound more toxically masculine. Like, yeah, and I could do this. And if I cheat on you and this and that. And she's looking at him like, stop lying for these people. Like, stop lying to everybody. You know what I
Okay.
mean?
Yeah, the people who overcompensate, girl.
It's like the guys who say they want to be in an open relationship and realize when they try to open it, they're not getting play, but the woman is getting all the play and all the guys or girls
I
in
agree.
whatever situation, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Paris. Go ahead, Black Hippie.
I definitely agree with the last part of that. I will start. I will start my opinion off by saying I am a person who likes to read into stuff, but I also am a person who likes to kiki. So forgive me if I think this is funny. I literally used to watch
Wait,
Keisha
before you go
and
on, I appreciate that you came up here, because What I don't want is my opinion to be the only one, because the way my mind is set up, I'm going to overanalyze everything. It's just going to happen. So I'm glad that there are people who would be like, girl, I don't know. But go ahead.
Yeah, okay, thank you. Yeah. I like to do a little bit of both. And I want to say this and keep it it's not really that important because there's more than 12 type of people in the world, but I'm a Sagittarius. So I like to laugh, but I like to think too.
Wait, so am I. Wait.
Yes. When's your birthday? Do you mind saying?
I do, because there are people trying to
He's a
find
Me
Leo.
me.
too. I mind it too. I mind it too, so it's okay. But I definitely am. I'll put it like this: I'm a true Sagittarius. I'm not a cuss baby. Like I'm not on the end or the beginning, which is okay. But I'm not on the end or the beginning. I'm really like a Sagittarius. And I can kind of pick that. I can that up in you too because you make me laugh every time. Like when you start laughing and then you lean over to the side, like you don't want us to see you laughing because you're laughing too hard. Oh my god, it's the funniest thing to me. Like the other day when you said that the bar was in hell, and you were doing limbo with the bar, and you was like, I didn't know I could limbo. I was laughing. I thought it was too cute. But as far as Keisha and Coca goes, like he has always been jealous of her. I
But what's
don't
his name? What's his name?
Coca. I
Coca?
think it's Coca. Yeah, I
So
think
it's
it's
not
like Coca.
Tyrone. All right,
Yeah,
go
I
ahead.
used to watch them. I probably haven't watched them maybe probably like 3 years now, maybe like 2, 3 years now. But as you see, he mentioned B Simone, who's always in the middle of somebody's relationship or too close with somebody's man. But I know that her and Keisha are friends, and I can just like watching the dynamic between the two of them. He's very jealous of her. She is the person who made the come up happen. It's kind of like Krishan Rock and Blueface without the physical assault. Like that's how their relationship goes. It's the emotional assault for them. And it is it's unfortunate because even though she tries to like pull this one over because she doesn't want to be embarrassed in front of other women, is she knows that she needs to get out of it, but she feels like if I get out of it, then I'm gonna be embarrassed by it. But it's
And
like, girl,
wait, so she's the famous one.
yeah, she is. And baby, Keisha's the one now. She's a very, very beautiful girl. And like she's body down. She's given very much real talk with Yanni meets like Megan Thee Stallion. Like she's a very beautiful girl and he's like lucky to be with her. And then like he's bragging on the fact that she was a virgin and he took her virginity. And it's like, okay, why are you bragging on that? But then you every time you're talking, you keep saying, yeah, because you know, y'all girls. But then when it's time for him to say something about men and their aspect, he's like, okay, yeah, well, because you know, I mean, I did this and I did that and I. So basically, you're saying I am still doing it now. That's what I'm picking up from it. The language.
Wait. Is she the rich and famous one? Because the way they were talking, I thought he was like a huge rapper.
No, I don't know a song he ever made. No, she's been on stuff with like Saucy Santana and like she's done a couple of things. Like she's not like the biggest, but she's out of the two of them, she's the bigger of the two.
You didn't get
Well,
his
so why are you
mixtape?
talking about buying her Birkin and stuff? I
Y'all
mean,
didn't
maybe
hear
he
his
did.
mixtape? It's called I Am Nobody.
I feel
Can I respond to somebody about, because I know there's a lot of chatter in the chat talking about, oh, zodiac signs don't mean anything, this and that. In a metaphysical sense, it depends on how your belief is spirituality wise and everything like that. But also there's certain things that hold true. Like I worked in sales before, like business to business sales. And I could tell you, I was in like human resources, like staffing. I would sell staffing services. I can tell you a probability of who will pick up the phone, like the person name in certain jobs. They usually have the same names. It was a statistical anomaly that I said, I need to do a breakdown of this because it's weird. All the HR people with some version of Sue, Susan, Charlotte, Carol they had very similar names to the point it was literally Sue, Susan, Suzanne. They all had similar names. So you'll be surprised how much of things that you don't have control over in this life when it comes to certain personality traits. If you hear the name Brittany, you think of a certain personality. My name's Paris. People assume I'm a certain way. Is it always true? Most of the time. It really just depends.
Yeah, you think Paris. I'm just gonna say, you think Paris, you think bougie. You think Brittany, you think friendly. But I can kind of, I mean, that's just off the top of my head. So I can understand where you're coming from too. Just for me, I just know that there's more than 12 kind of people in the world. But I do know that that does still play a factor in it. It doesn't mean that it's obsolete, but it doesn't mean that it means everything as well. So I do agree with both, I can see both sides of the fence with it.
He's the type to butt her bags with
her own money. Absolutely.
Oh, to buy her bag with her own.
Absolutely. Because where else is he getting money from other than their YouTube channel and their podcast? And I don't know what she's doing right now, but I do know that that's her fiance. And I really hope, I used to watch, when I used to watch them, I actually unsubscribed to them. But when I used to watch them, I was hoping that she would keep him on the show and give him money out of it. But please don't keep him on your email address and the things that you all have to do behind the scenes for YouTube, as far as whose name the check comes in. I don't know how that goes, but I was hoping that it was just all in her name, because it really is about her. It's not about him, and he doesn't have anything without it. And I think that he's using this as an opportunity to basically throw the line out and reel the fish in.
Wait, you think well, let me not get into their thing, but I hope that she does have the correct avenues for protecting her assets. I don't know these people, but if what you're
I don't
saying
think
is
she
true.
will, though. I don't think she will, because she's head over heels for him. It's not that she knows that. It's not that she thinks she can't get anybody else. She knows she can get someone else. I think she's just head over heels for him. And I don't know why. It's like you're focusing. If you're head over heels for this man, it's because you're focusing on the things about him that are good, but that don't mean much. Like, oh, he looks good. Yeah, he is a very handsome man. He has very beautiful features, nice skin, all that other good stuff. And maybe the sex is good. But why are you so focused on that and not focused on who he would be if y'all couldn't have sex? If you got in an accident, or if this or that happened, and God forbid that does. But it's like, why are you so focused on the things that are smaller? Stop focusing on him like he's just some man that you met at the club and, oh, he looking at me, girl, and da da da. It's like, no, y'all in a full blown relationship right now. Like, what else is he bringing to the table besides him talking about how he will cheat on you? Because he's basically, everybody sees it. She sees it too, but she's trying to act as if she doesn't see it, because in her mind, it's better to look stupid. It's better to look stupid than to be proven to be stupid. But it's going to eventually happen. It's going to eventually happen. Somebody's going to show that you actually are stupid. Like, okay, he was telling you this the whole time, girl. You didn't get out. Why
On
didn't
that
you?
note, can I jump in? Hey, y'all. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Hey, panel. Hey, Themis.
Hey.
I'm definitely coming to drag the Schmins. The Schmins have been showing out and
Yeah.
really showing their insecurities. And this whole conversation about limerence is really eye-opening. Because I can't see the names anymore, but Goddess, I think it's Goddess that said she sees it, but she just they're ignoring the I think it was, who is it?
Black Hippie.
But who is Maya
Tyler?
Angelou is the one that said, if when
Oh.
somebody shows you their true character, believe them. Was that Maya Angelou?
Yes.
But so anyway, I really wanted to tie some of these together, since most people know celebrities, but obviously light skin Keisha and her dude. We had the incident with Darius and Kiki, even Jonah Hill was acting a fool, and now even today, DDG and Halle, and I just wanted
Wait. No. You can't just skip. What's up with DDG and Halle? Let me go.
I was gonna ask you to pull it up, Themis, but I'm gonna read it because I have it. It's on the Shade Room. You want me to send it to you? I'm on my phone right now.
No, you can read. Go ahead, read it.
So basically, you've talked about this on one of your other shows about Halle and DDG, and for those of you who are not familiar, I happened to find out about him through my nephew. So I've known about his YouTube for years now. He had a girlfriend that he was doing show videos with, and they were in drama. He wrote songs about her. He got into it with Ruby Rose when they were together publicly, and he's called women out of their names and had to apologize for that. And then he had that issue with Halle and Ruby and him a couple of months ago. And then he also said something stupid that he never watched The Little Mermaid or something at the premiere or whatever. And now he made a song and he dropped an album, and the verse goes, this is on the Shade Room, it's going viral now. It says, "I've been so insecure that I be thinking you really be effing N-words you in movies with. But on the internet, I just be cooling it. But in my head, an N-word really losing it. Gotta be paying good because you keep doing it. I might just tweet something just to ruin it. I got a platform, I'm abusing it. It's a couple things about your job I want to know. When you shoot your movie, do these N-words turn you on? When you leave the set, do y'all still text each other phone? Just because they filming it don't mean that it ain't wrong." And we seen how Darius reacted to Keke Palmer's, success when she was out about with Usher, and I was like, well, she's an actress. She's going to be in films with men. I don't know why that would bother you if that's her job. Halle is an actress. She's been acting way before she met DDG. I loved her on Grownish. And so the fact that he's making this song about her, everybody's like, oh my gosh, he's just clout chasing. He's trying to get, his views up. And I'm like, this is not the first time DDG has done this. He has not only done this multiple times with Halle, but he's done this multiple times with other women that he's dated in the past. And when Halle did address the situation, she kind of just blew it off. I don't know exactly the tweet. I don't have it on me right now, but she
I
just
have it.
basically
Wait, I
blew it
found
up.
it. I found it. I saw it. Wait.
She basically just blew it off. And I'm just like, how many times does a person have to show you who they are before you believe them? Everybody's telling Halle to get out, get out. Even Amanda Seales told her, you got to dump him. You got to drop him, right? It was a joke, but it's like, it's not a joke. I don't know what else she needs to know to like really see this man for who he is, because even if he's just a quote unquote clout chaser, that's who he is. It's not something that's just like, oh, even if he's doing that, he's using her for money. I think Coco is using Keisha for money. They're pimping these women out just to take their funds. Even Darius, we are speculating. It's all allegedly, but it's like very, very disheartening to see Black women turn a blind eye to this characteristics that a lot of these men show. And it's like, I don't know, like the whole thing about the Limerence, it really, really puts a really bright light on how a lot of Black women have acted, whether you want to call it Black male worship or whatever. And it's just disheartening because, it's just like, oh, well, just leave them alone. They're just young. And it's just, oh, they're just, this. No, we have a history of showing the pattern of how these men behave. And it's not the first time, it's not the second time, and it's not going to be the last time. It's just when it's your turn, you're going to be the one that's looking stupid, like Black Hippie said. It's like, it's not your turn yet, or whoever that was that said that. So yeah, I just wanted to drag Halle right quick because she needs to leave DDG. This is embarrassing. Even if it was for clout, it's not okay. It's not okay to embarrass your partner for the whole world to see for your own sake of, I don't know, whatever it is that they're trying to do. I don't know what their goal is, but I hate it for them.
I have a question for
Wait. Before
Kayla
you
D.
continue,
And the D stands for damn.
before you continue, this is not asking for grace for people because I don't know how to like engage in discourse where I'm like, oh, you should be thinking about this or thinking about that. But I agree that Holly should leave DDG. As soon as I saw them together and I looked two things up, I looked for two things. I was like, girl, absolutely not. But in all my being annoyed, I realize that like a lot of people, they're gonna have to go through stuff themselves. And how do I put this? I think I don't want us to keep you just bastardizing the word grace, because it's not for us to give grace to, but we have to accept that when people are in love, or limerence, because it can't be love, girl. I refuse to accept that most of us are in love. But when we're in that feeling, it's very difficult to like see, because I think the need and the want for people to be who we imagine them to be is so strong that it like completely clouds our judgment in ways that I think if we are not there ourselves, we can't fully appreciate. And I'm leaving that room open because, like, I can see me being in love. Like, I'm putting myself, and even with my standards and like all the things that I in my mind, like I would need and require, like I feel like a lot of it might just go out the way. Um, I think a lot of it might just disappear for someone who you're in love and you become delusional. You start not protecting your asset. That's why in my mind I'm like, let me set up all these things that I need to do before I quote unquote fall in love. But like when you fall in it, girl, you fall in it.
Can I address Prince Petty's comment? I
Please
don't remember
don't.
his
Please
real
don't.
name. No.
Please.
I don't remember his real name, but the actor who plays in P Valley, he has a beautiful wife, and he played that role phenomenally with Uncle Clifford. I feel like it does go both ways. If you're dating somebody who's an actor, you should understand that they're going to be acting in roles, whether they're playing non-binary or whatever the case. So I do think that women should not be, homophobic when it comes to that.
I was going to ask the panel too, how reflective or accurate of a reflection or representation of modern day Black love, quote unquote, how accurate do you think these relationships online and celebrities and stuff are? Because I feel like they're glaring examples, but it's very common. The only difference is they
99%.
have money. Yeah, these people have money. The average person doesn't. I feel like, again, when we were talking about boundaries the other day, it's very clear kind of what Kiki's boundary was. Like, oh, you're trying to embarrass me online. And she cut it off. We don't know if that's to teach him a lesson, if she'll go back or whatnot. But it was very clear what her boundary was when he did that. I don't know what it's going to take for light skinned Keisha. It sounds like him trying to cheat. I've been in trash relationships. For me, cheating is the thing. If nothing else will do it, cheating, physical violence, anything like that. I have these things, and I can tell you up front, but it's not going to change what I do. I'm going to go, like she said, in the middle of the night. You won't see what's going on. We're not talking about it. That's it. You don't, I
Can
don't
I say something to that?
even.
I hated that she said that. I hated that she told him what she would do. I really did. Like, no, if you're a thief in the night and you're gonna leave out like a thief in the night, baby, don't tell him. But I did want to say just one other thing. Her and Kiki are both Virgos, and you see how they're handling the situation. Kiki said, "I wish I would have took more pictures. Like, ooh, where's the pictures of us playing space? Ooh, I had such a good time that night. Da da da." But Keisha is not at her breaking point. That's why I said that is more than 12 type people in the world, but the sign does play a part in it. She's not a tired Virgo. She's not sick of the shit yet. When she gets sick of the shit, she's gonna in her own way make her Beyonce lemonade story. Like
She
that's where
should
she's going
be.
at with it.
I don't know how that embarrassing, and then they posted it.
She
I would have
should
cut
be.
all of that out.
Yes.
Like,
I mean, to be fair though, they could just be doing this to like go viral and drum up
but I
controversy.
wouldn't want to go viral for a man
And
embarrassing.
especially with it all being on her back, though, it's not on his back. It's actually giving him more. I'm gonna buy you a Birkin. I'm gonna buy you a Birkin. Like basically, hit up my DMs. I'm gonna buy you a Birkin. You're gonna cheat with me. You're gonna have, light skin Keisha's
He's
man.
scouting.
She need to drop that light skin. That really just does bother me too. Like you gonna drop that, please. But you're gonna be with light skin Keisha's man, and I'm gonna buy you a Birkin. And
Right.
then
Data
like,
King
what
is
is
a
that?
Virgo too.
And then he feels like she's not gonna leave.
Mm-hmm.
Jada
But I
Pinkett
think like when it
Roberto
goes
took
back to
exception to
limerence, like the whole conversation, like
Mhm.
basically I read the definition, and it's like unreciprocated
Yes.
adoration and love, like the idea that like you put someone on a pedestal and they don't even recognize it or like don't care. And I think that
It
even
could
she
wait,
stating
wait.
her boundary of having like protecting her private life, or like even Hallie and DDG, it's like anytime they have a chance to protect their woman in a way that's not physical, they refuse. Like when we say protect Black women, they do the exact opposite. They embarrass and humiliate. And it's like that is the part of the limerence that I'm seeing now. It's like y'all go out of your way to protect these men who will drag you at the drop of a dime. And that's the part that I'm like, ooh, I don't even care about the relationship part, but the embarrassment, the humiliation that Black women continue to suffer at the hands of Black men because they just don't want to speak up for themselves, or they feel like they have to protect these males, is just really annoying.
You say Black men, but I will venture to say don't take abuse from anyone at all, generally. And I do think, wait, what is your manuscript about? I'm an editor. Original Michiko, if you're not looking at the screen, please email me, themisthought@gmail.com, and I will respond to you. But yeah, I think because the relationship is primarily with Black men, but yeah, come out and talk. Do not. I hope that the idea of feeling in love doesn't prevent you from standing up for yourself, but it generally does. And I those feel good hormones are, I think, really hard to beat.
But Paris, to answer your question, I do think that these type of celebrity relationships that we're watching play out do reflect the majority of the relationships in the Black community. I don't think that it's just a happenstance that some of these celebrities are having these issues. I think this is a representation of the majority.
Someone said, "I look. I can't wait for Sinji to cover this." Same,
Yeah.
same. I want to send it to her directly. Let me stop. Let me not disturb her peace. I should send it to her because I would love to see her response to it. All right, let's
She's
finish
gonna
this.
drag.
As she should. I can't do what needs to be done because I stay in my lane.
If you getting
You do
flown
a good job.
I'm about to start driving. I'm hopping off, you guys, but I'll be in the chat.
you're in control, because this petty dude
Bye. Thank you. Oh.
who will want to try to cancel your flight, and then you got to figure it out on your own. So if you get flown out, tell that nigga to cough up the money so you can book your own flight.
But you know what's crazy? I love that you talk that boss shit. But
And book your no, I'm saying they use his money.
Yeah, but
So they don't have control, because if the dude book the flight, then they don't have control. He can go up in there and cancel the flight whenever he wants to.
See, this episode gonna be long because look, I love it that you talk. See, I love it that she and y'all gonna eat me up in the comments. You feel me? And I don't give a fuck though, because she be talking that boss shit like it's that many boss bitches out here like that. Like I told y'all, I'm on the girl side.
A boss bitch gonna buy her own flight.
Yep,
a boss bitch gonna buy her own flight, but I'm not talking about it, and it don't mean that you necessarily not about. But all I'm
Team, if you're getting all these beautiful women to engage with you on a consistent basis, have some of these men sick. Yeah, all the women, not only are you guys beautiful, obviously super intelligent, right? So I really do appreciate it. People turn on their cameras and I'm like, oh, period. Period. Everyone coming up here turning on their camera, and I'm like, yeah, I would be mad too. I would. Look, if I were over there in the dust sphere or anywhere else on here, I would be mad at me. How does a fruitcake? You're like, Alpha, you need to do this and women, blah, 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 blah. And here comes this fruitcake man with women over here. I would be sick. I would be sick. I would come online and drag Themis every single day. Please note, I wouldn't. You can do that. I won't look. Jealousy is a sickness. Get well soon. Absolutely not. I would be sick too. I would be sick. I would be so mad. I build my whole worldview on having a deep voice, no job, no resources, go to prison and come out, and y'all are over here talking to this fruitcake. I'd be mad. I would be mad. Be mad.
saying is If you're getting flown out and you dealing with a nigga that is obviously feeling like you have to go fuck him in order to get flown out, I feel like you should be asking him to give you just the money, period.
But girls
and
ain't
if he
doing that,
asks you to buy your own flight, that's not that nigga. That's not the nigga that you need to be.
But then I always like to give the reality side of it. Girls ain't doing it. Some girls is just happy to get a fucking flight. They sending their name in their fucking birthday because they just happy to get a flight.
But if you're happy to get a flight, understand what comes with that. If you do that, okay, that's fine. But if you're going to see a nigga across the country or whatever the case may be in a different city, and you don't want to give up no pussy, then I feel.
Hold on, who was it that said that he was cute? Because I wanna go ahead on put my name on the line and say that was a lie.
Oh God, I'm gonna have to stand up for myself now. I said it, but I've seen him look better. I don't know what he got going on now, but I haven't been following them for years. But I have to be honest, it was me. Black
No, I'm just joking with you, girl. I'm just
I
joking.
know, sis.
I do think it's
I know.
interesting how when people have these conversations, like the other podcast with the two guys, I don't know, I forgot what it's called. They always like to like act
Fake
like
fraudulent.
yeah, I think that's it. They always try to act like women who are like IG models or who are like in the entertainment industry are like regular girls that are just like flying out all the time with like rappers and like ballers. And it's like, you're obviously not talking about the general population. And I think that's so disingenuous to make it seem like a bunch of women are just getting flying out and getting Birkin bags. Like, what? That's not the norm.
Yeah, that's true. But you know what? He uses that to his advantage because when he was talking earlier, he was like, yeah, it's a whole bunch of independent women out here. They all da da da. And then the men they still be crazy about their niggas. Like they still do this and da da da, but they'll still cheat on them though. Like all of a sudden, it was where there are so many independent women out here. Now he's saying, and it's like, oh, all these women with the money. Now he's saying, oh yeah, but you know, the average woman, she ain't got no money to fly out. She ain't doing that like that. But I thought you were just saying that it was so many independent. It's like they switch it up to fit their narrative.
And they did that on the show. Yes, was it Tuesday? The show is Big Sexy. They did the same thing.
Ooh,
They
I
were
love
trying to
him.
talk about independent women, but then talking about women who broke. I just don't get it.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's crazy to me because like even with the women that are in those relationships, they don't actually see it. And Steven said something the other day on that show, and I was saying the same thing, but I was just watching it and I had just said the same thing. And I was over here like twiddling my toes together, like, yes, I just said that. It was like Gabrielle Union started something. When he said that, I was like, yes, she definitely did. Because it was like the 50-50 thing. Like, I don't know what goes on with Keisha and Coca, but I would venture to say that she is the person who is paying the most of it. Or she's saying, hey, let's put all our money in there together. But truth be told, in that bank account, he's probably only putting in 18% of what's in there. Because what are you really doing? Like, what are you really doing outside of her? Like, she's had brand deals and all kind of stuff, and he doesn't have anything of the sort. So a lot of times it's the women taking care of the men, and we need to get that under control. I ain't doing it, but, you know, I don't exclude myself from other Black women like that. Like, I try to include myself, especially in ways that I know that I have actually done. I've never taken care of anybody, but I was dumb before. I filled out a few job applications. I did a couple resumes for people who really didn't want jobs, and, you know, I'm trying to help them out and things like that. So I just feel like we need to let them go ahead and be the men that they say they are. If you're going
somebody just said in the comments, she is the job. I said it earlier, and somebody else said she's pimping him. I mean, he's pimping her basically. He doesn't want to leave her. They're not married. You said they've been together 10 years. They're not married because he knows he can come up off of her. And he's talking about having his other side pieces and cheating. He been doing that, but he don't want to leave Keisha because he knows Keisha gonna get the bag, and he can't run up a bag and buy them Birkin.
Whoever said that. Shout out to whoever said that. She is the job. Like,
run up a bag. I heard y'all. I set the culture.
But so many black men do this though, in a way that's not as maybe for to the forefront, but like they'll stay with a woman for
Oh, they
years.
do it in the forefront too,
Starter
though.
kit wife or whatever they call it, the starter kit wife or something.
They do it in the forefront too, though. But if you think about it, they do it as a Facebook status. They just don't get as much clout off of it, but they do it as a Facebook status, or they do it as a tweet. But they do the same thing. They do the same thing. They will share this same video and put their sentiments about what they're going through at the top and share it out to the world. The only difference is their wife may not have the social media clout that Keisha does. So they still do it, but it's just that women won't leave when it happens. And that's why I feel like that's what the only thing that I feel like when it comes to like accountability, when it comes to women, there's two ways. I'll just go into one of them. As far as being in a relationship, when it comes to black women, we do need to take accountability, but I feel like the people who love black women, should check black women on it.
What is Themis reading? You play too much, Kaka. You play too much. I wasn't reading anything. Themis is in these streets. All right, let's continue.
Like,
Don't go. If you don't want to give up no pussy, don't go.
that's fair too.
Just don't fucking go. Because at the end of the day, like, oh, you think you finna get a free trip, bitch? You don't leave the house that much, bitch. A lot of these bitches do not leave. A lot of these bitches.
Wait, you think you're getting a free trip?
I'm telling you, Keisha is delusional.
All right. That's the kind of I mean,
she just doesn't want to look stupid because she doesn't believe in it. Like, I can't say what she believes in now, but I can say what she used to stand for. It didn't seem as if she was okay with this. Like, she was really how she was like, I'll leave you. I'm gonna go. Like, it really was like that. And I think now she's just proving herself to be wrong because she's just letting him get away with stuff.
someone just said you think you're gonna get a free trip B word if I fly you out here. This sounds very
No,
whatever.
somebody said it sounds like S work.
Yeah, like
basically.
Like the guy who got the girl the ticket and then kept the ticket. He kept the ticket. He kicked her out and kept the ticket when it was time for her to go home, and she had to find her own way to fly back to where she was coming from because she didn't want to sleep with him. But they didn't discuss that beforehand.
Yeah. All right, let's continue because it's almost done.
On their motherfucking Sky Miles shit, on their Delta, if they fly Delta. So a lot of girls don't even got no motherfucking you know what I mean? So at the end of the day, if I'm getting you out your city, oh, you finna fuck. For sure. You're fucking.
Yeah, that sounds like grape. I'm sorry. Like, what do you mean?
Yep. And this is the man who said he took Keisha's virginity. Keep in mind, though, now, one thing I do know about Keisha was homeless when she met him. She was living out of her car. And she was a virgin. So he threw her a couple of dollars probably, and then that's how that came. And now she's trauma bonded to him.
You gotta go out? Okay.
Like, that's one thing. Like, a lot of girls be like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want y'all to boss up. I'm on y'all side. Don't attack me. I want y'all to boss up. I want y'all to listen and do that. But I'm just letting you know what's going on right now. The girls that's bosses, it ain't even no back and forth. They already, they getting their first class flight. They don't even need it. Let me say, a real boss bitch, the real boss bitches ain't even needing you to send them the money. They know they getting their first class flight, or they know the jet on the way, and they know when they get there, they gonna fuck because they know that's how I'm gonna get the bag and that's how I'm gonna get the shopping spree. The pussy ready. It's hot and ready. You feel me?
I'm done. I'm sorry. I thought I could.
This is very disturbing, and the fact that she's just
wow.
I know that she has to feel some type of way about listening to him describe women like this. Like, it's deplorable. I know she has to feel bad about I don't know. I don't know.
She doesn't, because she's just gonna call B Simone and she's going to tell her that it's okay, and he really don't mean it like that. And it's okay. That's what she's gonna do. Like that's what when they were talking about her friends earlier, and that's the friend that he named. Like, yeah, when you hang around people who deal in that same way, and y'all been friends for years, and then every time something happens and you run back to that person, you want to go to that person so they can tell you not to leave, even when the internet tells you that you should go. Like sometimes people on the internet are right. Like I hate to say it, but sometimes it depends on who you follow and who you learn from. But a lot of the times they're right. Like right now, if she was in this chat, we would be right.
But I just don't understand how you can listen to somebody that you have relations and ties with speak about people so disgustingly and think that you are not implied in that. Like, do you not think that another man would be saying the same thing about you to the person that you're sitting here having this conversation with? Like, you think that you're excluded from this behavior that he's talking about, and she knows that she's not. I don't know.
You know how? Because he keeps love bombing her. He keeps every now and then he keeps telling
Ain't
her.
enough love bombing in this world to let me sit here and have you talk
But
about
you see what she said. You see what she said when he said something about her earlier, and she was like, yeah, y'all hear that, ladies?" And then he was like, "Oh, what? That you'll get a Birkin bag?" And she was like, "No, no, no. Say what you said just now about me having good pussy."
Well, I don't think this is love bombing because I don't see any kind of love. But
No, that's her idea of it. It's not accurate, but that's her idea of what it feels like. She
Someone
just
said,
wants to be. She wants to be
1
bragged
second.
on. Mhm.
Please, someone said, please play her response to that. All right, I'll play. I don't know what her response was, but I'll play it. I was going to end that because I can. So she probably gets a regular dose of I made.
If you gotta tell a girl to give some pussy up, like, come on, I wish a girl would play with me like that. Like, that's why I'm happy I'm in a relationship.
But you need to take yourself out that.
I'm gonna get disrespectful.
Did you hear that? She's like, you need to take yourself out. He's talking about himself, Keisha. He's talking about himself. Why do you think he knows every detail about how it goes down, Keisha? Because he doing it. I'm sorry.
Yep.
Call my security, Big Mo. Throw this bitch out.
So you call him security?
Security. Throw her out my house. Call the police if she get wrong. And you buy your own flight home.
But you just said that you had a return flight for her.
It depends on how I feel that day.
You see what I'm saying?
Get real
That's why I said.
That is ridiculous. That is actually insane. I feel like you should be listening and making judgments. I feel like that this is not okay.
I feel like Keisha doesn't know her worth. And I normally don't say that, like as far as the whole knowing your worth thing. But I feel like she does not know what she is worthy of. Like with you having that grandma aspect, worrying about if he ate, cuddling with him, making sure, his body wash is a little bit low while I'm in the shower. I check it and make sure, and I got some more for him. Stuff. She does not know that those things are She knows that they're characteristics for a partner for you to be with, but she does not know that he's supposed to do it. I won't say she doesn't know. She accepts the fact that he does not do it back. And so I won't say she doesn't know her worth. She knows her worth. She just accepts less than that. And it's embarrassing me and my homegirls.
I had no clue at all, but let me see. Wait, was that the response? Because I feel like I want it to end now because I can't. But let's see, because it's too vulgar. Like, it actually kind of is too vulgar. And I can't believe she's sitting there and that's her man and she's sticking beside him, apparently. So, period.
Hey, tell him to send you the money. Be like, can you send me the money for the flight? You control your flight, because if he try to get wrong, you can still enjoy your trip.
I ain't gonna lie, you know what's so crazy? That's what I tell her, man. You want me to send you the money for your flight? You a broke asshole. Why you want me to send you the money for your flight? You want to see the dick too, just like I want to see your pussy lips. You want to see my dick?
Maybe she don't. But I'm talking
about.
No. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I knew that was it for you as soon as I heard that.
Yeah. They don't understand that these these podcasts that they have can be incriminating. I remember when Joe Budden spoke about, you know, some instances where he stealthed a woman, and the way that he's just talking so freely, he does this all the time. That's just who he is. Like, he has no censor. He's currently right now probably flying somebody out. I just, yeah, she need to take that. Well, keep it up, but I would be, you know, reporting to the authorities right now if I was her.
Yeah, I just realized something too. Like, I think you should just let people talk. Someone said, let them talk. Yeah. I think actually maybe not on this channel, because girl, absolutely not. I'm not about to sit up here and hear people go off tangents. But like in real life, I think people should just like stop fighting and defending. Just like if you want to know someone, you actually do have to watch and listen. I think like letting people talk. Don't interrupt. Don't tell them that's not who they are. Whatever. Just let them talk. Take notes. Watch action. See if it matches. Because I feel like they should. I feel like she should just be here like listening and like reconfiguring the image she has of him. Like, I feel like that's what should be happening. And she's just deciding, nope, nope, that's not true. That's not you. Take yourself out of it. You've never done that, even though you just told me you did it. I've watched you done it, but no, you've never done that. So it's very weird. It's a very weird thing to watch, like, actually.
She has the at least syndrome to me. Like, at least my man does this, at least he does that, at least I'm this, at least I'm that. But you don't have the at most. Like, where's that at?
Yeah. I mean, he's disrespecting her to her face. Yep. He's playing in her face, as Stevens would say, and she's so oblivious to it. Yeah. That's thank you, Giggles. That's what I'm getting. Like, it's really odd to me. Anyway, let's get into the after show, because I wish her the best. She seemed like a good person. I don't know her. I don't know if she's a good person. I don't know. I'm just saying things right now to make it not awkward. I don't know any of these people. All right, let's go into the after show and get your final thoughts. Before we get to your final thoughts, I also wanted to replay something just so that everyone can remember.
And is that we're approaching it from two.
I think this is important as a leaving note.
Embrace our own ideas? Or is the argument
that we're here
feminism
for is how does feminism, or does feminism contribute to the destruction of the Black family? If feminism is propelling and pushing Black women and all women in general to be leaders of the already corrupt system that we have, then what are we fighting for?
I don't necessarily know that feminism is forcing anyone to be the head of anything. The argument in any women's movement, be it feminism, be it the conversation around intersectionality, womanism, Africana womanism, feminism, however you want to say it, it's really about being treated fairly and equally. That we are removing men who, from a Eurocentric and white supremacist view or lens, have been catapulted to leadership, and women have been minimized as if they are just a supplement to
I understand that.
of men. So if the movement is about equality for all women.
I understand that. What we're saying is that we're approaching it from two different root structures. You believe that the root cause is patriarchy. I'm saying that patriarchy was caused based on colonialism. When we were back home in Africa, drinking mango juice off the lips of our kings, and some of us, even though I understand that. What we're saying is that we're approaching it from two different root structures. You believe that the root cause is patriarchy. I'm saying that patriarchy was caused based on colonialism. When we were back home in Africa, drinking mango juice off the lips of our kings, and some of us, even though we weren't kings and queens, we still didn't exist in so-called ghettos and things that we have now. In fact, we could actually walk around butt naked in our tribes at home without someone trying to rape us or worrying about an old crazy white man up the street who's going to come and flash and snatch your child. These are objective realities that are
is about
Not her gonna punctuate the nonsense talking about these are objective reality. Talking about these are objective reality. You tried it. I'm gonna play it one more time before we give our closing remarks. Because this, by the way, was an inside joke for everyone who's like, "What are y'all talking about, mango?" You have now been invited. You are now a part of the tribe.
Equality for all
Yes,
women.
I understand that. What we're saying is that we're approaching it from two different root structures. You believe that the root cause is patriarchy. I'm saying that patriarchy was caused based on colonialism. When we were back home in Africa drinking mango juice off the lips of our kings, and some of us, even though we weren't kings and queens, we still didn't exist in so-called ghettos and things that we have now. In fact, we could actually walk around butt naked in our tribes at home without someone trying to rape us or worrying about an old crazy white man up the street who's going to come and flash and snatch your child. These are objective realities that are new to Black women. When we were at home in Africa, basking in the sun, recharging our melanin, white women were having struggles with their men. They were having struggles in the caves of Africa that were separate from us. It's very true that Black women and white women have a separate idea of feminism. What I'm saying is that when Ida B. Wells and Sojourner Truth were fighting to gain exposure on what was happening to Black women, it was white women, and it wasn't such a long time ago. This isn't inconceivable. Would thrust, I'm not saying individuals, but would thrust their issues to the forefront. We see that even today, and the example is the White Women's March when they were talking about the school shootings and whatnot. Didn't you see them all come together? We see them all on the news. They marching. We said, "Dang, we didn't even know white women existed in this massive numbers outside of Starbucks." So what we're talking about is facing the root cause. Patriarchy exists, but at this massive amount, this is new for African people. We had different types of sexualities in the tribe. We had freedom and liberation over our own lives. What I'm saying is that this is brand new, and the root source is not patriarchy.
Look at her face.
Y'all are trying it. She just read y'all for filth, and I will not let this lady respond with a JD behind her name because Janaba, I'm terrible at names. She just read y'all for filth. No, I'm kidding. I'm gonna hear what Miss Taylor has to say.
So again, what is the root cause?
She literally didn't even engage with any of the nonsense that was said.
You need to make her face a meme, Miss Katina. You need to make her face a meme.
Let's hear her response again. Let's go back a little. Sorry.
Things and whatnot. Didn't you see them all come together? We see them all on the news. They marching. We said, "Dang, we didn't even know white women existed in this massive numbers outside of Starbucks." So what we're talking about is facing the root cause. Patriarchy exists, but at this massive amount, this is new for African people. We had different types of sexualities in the tribe. We had freedom and liberation over our own lives. What I'm saying is that this is brand new, and the root source is not patriarchy.
So again, what is the root cause?
Colonialism.
I feel she didn't look. She didn't even engage with anything. She was like, "Absolutely not, lady. I'm not doing this with you." So unless you're about to do the actual debate, I'm not.
Draw her back. Go back into remembrance. What is the root cause?
She's talking about Starbucks and everything else, but Timus, I will sue you for emotional distress. All right. Final thoughts. We will go Kayla, then Black Hippie. She practiced that mango juice line in the mirror. She was waiting for a moment. She was like, there has to be a moment when I get to use this. Go ahead.
And that's on limerence. That's my favorite word now. And yeah, I just want Black women um to expect more from the people in your life. And out of all the deplorable things that Miss Keisha's man said to her, him calling her a granny would have been my last resort. That would have been the line for me. Yeah, so I just want I don't want Black women to choose better in a sense of like the manosphere talking points, because we all know they're full of BS. But I mean, like, drop these men where they had you messed up at the first time, not the second time, the third, or the fourth, but the first time. Do not ignore the red flags. I love you all. Thank you so much for having me, Themis.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Have a good night, Kayla. Black Hippie, go ahead.
I will follow up with the points that I think that Kayla made, and I just like kind of picked out something different, as well as what she said. Like what she said that he lost her at Granny. He lost me at calling other women bitches constantly.
Yeah.
Like be like that. He lost me with that, and he lost me with the great culture. He lost me with the, oh, you can't fly out, like, oh, you fly out, you have to do this or that with me. But then you said that she was a virgin the whole time. So because you didn't have to do anything for her, you felt like it was okay for you to take it. I don't like that. And I just want us to start taking responsibility over who it is that we decide. Now, sometimes when we are with a person, it is great and we're not deciding. But the people who you do decide to be with, just take accountability over that. And you don't have to keep reminding yourself of bad decisions, but you do have to cut those bad decisions off.
Yeah.
So cut them off. If they're not for you, let that be that and let it go. And don't make your friend, if your friends are in something and they're in the middle of a bad decision, you don't have to make them feel bad about it. Tell them, hey, call me on emergency with this guy, but I don't want to hear about him. I'm not about to sit up here and listen to the stuff that you know you're not supposed to be doing. Take accountability over what it is that you're doing. We don't want to be, when our friends tell us stuff, we don't want to hear it. We want to hear the good stuff and the good stuff only. We want to hear the mango juice. No, we need to be able to be honest with each other and take accountability when it comes to that, because just like Sinji said, her eggs will scramble. So we have, agency. For the most part, we have agency over our wounds. So figure out who you're going to be with and go forward from there. Don't try to play stupid, and then when you get played, blame it on only him. Because at this point, what I can say about this particular video is, at this point, if Keisha gets played any more than 3 months out from here, then it's Keisha's fault. Because I mean, I understand it takes you some time to break away from people to part your businesses with them, but she should be breaking up with him right now. In her mind, she should be going cold turkey from him right now. 3 months from now, we should not hear about them together.
I will only add a caveat to close. I won't blame her for his bad behavior, but like, this is too obvious for you to be sitting there like, I don't know. What don't you know? Because you're not a good person. That someone saying, if I flew her out to come meet me or whatever, she has to do this. It's like, yeah, no. No, absolutely not. Like, that's not a thing. Even if you have that expectation, she don't have to do anything. And if you are planning to isolate someone, I don't know why women do this, but if you flew her there and she can't afford to go back, and it's whether or not you're going to pay for her to go back home is dependent on your mood. You're the abuser in my mind. You're a terrible person. The fact that that is the scenario you came up with, where if someone doesn't want to sleep with you, you're going to leave them stranded. That is a problem. That is a character problem. I don't know why you don't see that.
You said that's a what problem? Say it again.
No, I won't say it again.
I love when you say that.
Yeah, just be plaguing my Faces collectively.
But you know what? I'm gonna jump off, but I just want to say I hope that by our birthday, like we'll give her 2 extra months. Hopefully by our birthday, she'll be making a video saying like, "What y'all thought this was? Like, oh, y'all thought I was gonna stay with him? It's over with. I listen to that. I listen to the same thing y'all listen to, and it's over with for him. Like he been gone." Hopefully that is the way that she handles things, but we shall see.
We shall see. Thank you so much, Black Hippie. Have a good night.
You too, love.
Bye. Stars Above the MO4 says he lost me looking like Roger from Sister. Not Roger from Sister. Y'all play too much. Y'all play entirely too much. All right. In closing, that's so petty. In closing, I will say that one, I do truly appreciate you guys for being here with me tonight. Don't take anything I say regarding limerence and apply it generally, because that was me doing my own exercise. So apologies, but also thank you for allowing me to do it. Hopefully I was respectful, because I was trying to be as respectful as I can be. Separately, things are getting very chaotic for me, and I'm going to have to put in a lot of work elsewhere. Nothing at all should change about YouTube. If anything changes about YouTube or my interaction with YouTube, I will let you know. The Discord knows, and I've already felt my absence, because I haven't been in there as much because I've been working nonstop. So I appreciate that. Actually, the Discord don't care. Let me drag the Discord, because this is my favorite thing to do nowadays. The Discord, I go in there thinking like I'm gonna say, "Hey everyone," and they're gonna be like, "Oh, Themis is here." Ha ha ha. I'm in there and they don't even care. They have recently this week they've started watching a bunch of like this is kind of promoting the Discord, I guess, because like I actually really enjoyed seeing it happening without me. They were watching YouTube videos and movies and stuff without me. I think they're watching The Bachelorette. And so going in there, I'm like looking in there and I'm watching and I'm like, wait, they don't even notice me. They don't even care. Is this what it feels like to be married, work so hard, come home to say, honey, I'm home, and they don't even care about me? Y'all don't. I'm going to blame Tiff and Olivia. I'm blaming Tiff and Olivia. I don't have the receipts to blame Tiff and Olivia, but I'm blaming Tiff and Olivia because every time I go in there, Tiff and Olivia specifically are leading some charge in watching something or discussing something. So I'm going to blame them. Anywho, I do actually appreciate that the community is a community even without me. So I'm just like randomly there, just a piece of ham. What did it call? Like a useless ham? I don't know. Anyway, Mango Juice could keep black men at home. I think you meant home. Anyway, thank you all. I appreciate the debate tournament is going to be fun. You guys get to decide some of the winners. I'm trying to, after the end of every round, have a community tab vote where you guys vote for who you think is the best. Obviously, they won't be the winner, or maybe they might, but they will get a separate prize for being like people's choice. So I'm trying to get you guys invested in the debate. So please watch. And at the end of the round, vote for who you think is the best, and they will be getting prizes and stuff. So I'm excited. Have a wonderful night. I will let you guys know how my surgery goes. I shouldn't call it a surgery because it's just removing vocal nodules. So bye bye. Bye. I'm just going to be doing this awkwardly until people leave. I think I had something to tell you all that I wanted to do. Girl, you said Paul talking about super love the Discord. I decided that I'm going to keep, because like we are under confidentiality, so I can't actually say what was happening today. But just know that I was in the Discord dragging everyone, including myself. And it was all because of this person right here, Paul. Discord, if you're listening, I am not about to come call you tonight because I know y'all are probably waiting for me at the door. I know y'all are probably waiting at me at the door, and I'm not about to call y'all. So, anywho, um, by the way, if you want to be a member, it is 99 cents because YouTube won't let me make it free. You can't create a free membership on YouTube. So I apologize for that. I've created like a fund. So if you cannot afford 99 cents, that is like, if it could go lower, I would make it lower. I would make it free, but I do want the wall to separate like the membership content from like the regular content, and the book reading and all of that. If you would like to be a member, but you cannot afford the payment, which is 99 cents, it's not for me, for YouTube and scholarship. If you would let me know, I will put out some kind of sheet for you guys to sign up for it, and I will pay for the membership for you. There are other members who said that they want. There are other option members who said they would like to sponsor people. So if you want to be a member, it shouldn't be a problem. And if you want the content in membership for like the book club member, I try to do the book club reviews every other Sunday. I do them live so everyone can be a part of it, and then I put them behind the scenes. So hopefully that works. I'm so sorry. And I will post the next chapters soon. So have a wonderful night. I will go now. Have a wonderful, wonderful night. Paul, thank you so much. Bye.